Okay, I think we're just good to go. I think we're just good to rip it up from fucking minute one. Excellent. All right, we are successfully live on Twitch. Let me check out if we are successfully live on YouTube. Oh my god, we're just live. Maybe the secret is if I just hit every go live button within like 10 seconds, then it'll work. Whenever I try to take my time, I get fucked for it. Okay, dope. If I do, can I press the ad break right now, or will it get me? It'll probably fucking get me if I try to do the ad break right now. Ah. Hello, Tift. On the fucking hour indeed. What's up, Moz? What's up, Hellcat? What's up, Dark? Hello, Throngler. We're gonna do the Scrandle first. I'm banishing everybody. Well, I'm banishing everybody on Twitch to the ad zone first. And we're gonna do the terrible, terrible Scrandle. And then we're gonna get just right into deck reviews. No time wasting, minimal vamping. It's all happening. Aegis. How dare you call me a fucking seven head? In mine own chat. In mine own chat, how dare you call me a seven head, you piece of shit. Benjamin, thank you for that Prime sub for the 3rd month. My dog, welcome back to the dog home. Let me pop out Twitch chat so that I can then pop out YouTube chat. Lemon, I'm doing okay. I tried and failed to film a video this morning, but failure's good. Failure is good and healthy, and it reminds me that I'm washed and that I should never feel comfortable with who I am or where I am in this life. So we're going to do this stream. I'm going to try again to film a video I know I like. Magnix, I'm also hoping. All right, who else Scrandle they food? It's us, except for Twitch chat, which is getting sent to the manual ad break zone. Existential Breads, thank you for the 250-bit cheer. Brainstorming a mummy-themed deck. Any thoughts on a character that encapsulates Brendan Fraser's character, if you've seen that? Of course I have! Using bad zombies and silly gods, probably. If you want to do zombies, I will think more about Brendan Fraser. I feel like Brendan Fraser is so goofy and lovable, he has to include green or red. Kind of tough to manage for a zombies commander. Maybe we could do something. The problem is if you want to do zombies, you need Orzhov. The first thing I thought of was, oh, you do a reskin of Hildefuck Branda dickhead. I'll find him. Hildebrand Manderville. You reskin this guy, and then you have your Brendan Fraser deck. But he's not Orzhov. And the problem is everything you need out of the color identity to support your zombies is going to be something that a Brendan Fraser character would not support. Right? You need almost like an anti-commander color identity thing because he is beset by zombies. In the movie, he's chill and goofy. Yeah, you could do Naya and do Sand Warriors as zombies, but I think you're always going to come back to this, like, Brendan Fraser himself is anti-zombie. How am I confusing Dimir with Orz? What are we talking about? Like, I'm saying Brendan Fraser is Gruul, and that's our problem. And that what we want for zombies is we want something out of Esper to do zombies well. All of the like big zombie commanders are Esper, and if you think Brendan Fraser is Esper, we gotta sit you down to rewatch that trilogy. I said Hildebrand isn't Orzhov, then I'm just fucking up language because I didn't sleep good enough. What I meant is, like, this guy's sheet, this guy's just text box is what we could use. But then we have a problem. I was saying reskin this as Brendan Fraser, but then the problem is this guy's not Orzhov. Like Brendan Fraser, not Hildebrand. Would Hansk Slayer Zealot work? Who the fuck is that? Holy shit. Yo, what the fuck? Oh, it's a fucking Walking Dead card? Straight up, yeah. This is your boy now. This is your boy. Thank you, Magic Mirror. I'm putting that one away in the dome for safekeeping. Yeah, that's perfect. Or yeah, I think this is the best you can do. We can do Gruul for Brendan Fraser. He'll be card draw, and he's crashing out on the zombies. That's sick as fuck. All right, we got to do the Scrandle. Poodaloot on TikTok is saying, my friend compared me to you because I said Tifa and Sephiroth could both get it. Yeah, we're both extremely normal. Shake my fucking hand, dude. We're both extremely normal and right. We have a drink water redeem from Ima Jane and a random FMK from Noda. Also, Rhodes, thank you for the 3rd month with that Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Got a personal question from Reinked. I don't know what to do with my pod. I played Lightning Army of One, and one of the players literally said, well, now I can't attack them. They'll take too much damage, and then huffed and pouted as if I somehow ruined his whole game and then passed the turn. Well, one, you gotta stop volunteering as an after school, as an after school activity leader at the local middle school. We gotta stop playing with children, first and foremost. Aegis, thank you for gifting a community sub. Welcome to Dog Heaven. That's genuinely, there's nothing you can do about that. This is a level of butthurt I previously thought unattainable. They are butthurt on behalf of another player. They weren't even killing them, right? This was just like, oh my god, they're gonna take 10 damage instead of 5. That's too much. They're my roommates. They just don't want to play Magic like you want to play Magic. I think that's an insurmountable problem. This game is so broad. This game is so broad and can do so many different things that the stuff you like to play it for is just not the stuff they like to play it for. They get upset if you kill someone without winning the game. I don't think they like Magic. I think they like D&D. And I think what they want to do is play D&D but have they want to have a tournament arc in a D&D game. Not Magic. They just think some Magic cards are cool and like hanging out, which is totally fine. That's a totally fine thing, but they don't like Magic. Yeah, Magnetron, this is about Reink's playgroup. Will on YouTube, the way you get a deck in for roasting, it's typically via Ko-Fi commission, but the first weekend of every month we have a free roasting stream. That one should be happening this coming Saturday, but you need to be watching on Twitch. So anybody who wants to get in on the free roasting, that is a raffle. It's not guaranteed, but if you want a chance, head over to Twitch, drop a follow, start earning channel points, all that shit. Kyler, as I just said, we have the free roast stream once a month. Otherwise, it is via Ko-Fi commission. You sound and look like David Janouk. I'm about to get really fucking mad at you, Chris. They're handsome, right? They're handsome. Be nice to my fellow balding men. I'm gonna be nice to my fellow balding men. What a wonderful hairline on this gentleman. What a wonderful and refined and mature hairline on this gentleman, who I'm sure makes very good content. What's up, Anacalia? You're his best hurricane. Thank you both for the Twitch subs. Welcome to the dog home. Fun, you're here. Perfect. The order today is you, actually, then Big Al, then Maz, then Lulu. So we're going to do the Scrandle, and then we will pop your deck open, and we'll get into the fucking mix. Mauled, you do not look that bad. I look good as fuck. I just understand where the battle line is drawn. All right, we got a scramble. Who's your favorite or least hated planeswalker? Easily Dak Faden. Dak Faden, my goat, my beloved. Immaculate. Immaculate. Okay, Scrandle. Holy God, that is the most cursed hot dog I've seen in my life. Strawberry Waffle House. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. A crazy long spicy sausage or a pizza donut. This looks like just so much more food. I'm partial to this. Like, I'm always worried about calories per dollar. Yeah, yeah, okay. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's Brazilian, so it's definitely better than the English food. Yeah, that's right. All right, a little candied. I don't know. Oh, I thought that said an ice jolly. I was confused as fuck. We have a fish burger or a dessert. I feel like people always go savory. I feel like if you ask people about which food is better, they're always biased as hell against sweet foods. Yep. Third eye's fucking open today. I'm not even reading that out loud. Yeah, get that away from me. Okay, actually good food. Or, oh no, this is the first English food where I might have to vote for it. So we have an English pizza that looks actually proper, or we have random Portuguese stadium food. I know two things. If I know two things in this world, the two things I know, this is actually better. And I know all of the internet normies voted for this. Yeah. Unfortunate. We remain undefeated. All right, there's the saddest looking pulled pork sandwich I have seen in my life, or chicken tenders. These are not good looking chicken tenders either, but holy shit. All right, we're almost there. We almost have a perfect streak. Chicken shawarma, curry and sausage loaded fries. Oh, again, I am confronted with the harsh reality of there's no way the British food is better, and yet everyone's gonna have voted for the British food because it looks more foodie. I don't want to vote for it. I don't want to vote. I don't want to vote for pile of shit, but I know that nobody's voting for the mystery bag. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, right again. Okay, England versus Poland. This is like almost the same thing, except this is pulled pork versus fry sauce. This one's cheaper and it's not English. Point 0.6. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right. We've got a showdown between like classic British food and we've got a showdown between appropriated British food. We all know why the Brits did all those crimes. Yeah, that's right. Hell yeah. First perfect game. First perfect game. Cairo, thank you for the $20 super chat on YouTube. Yo, Mauled, absolutely love the content. You've actually helped me become a better deck builder and Magic player. Hope you're doing well. I am, especially now that you've given me $20, Cairo. Thank you very much for that generous contribution to Dog Heaven. Anacalia, sure, you can run one question before we jump into Fun's deck roast. Desktop duos, you can get a deck reviewed via Ko-Fi. Those are limited stock commissions. Or if you start watching on Twitch, we do a free deck roasting stream the first Saturday of every month, and that's coming up. Magnetron, this is just Scrandle.com. It's literally you just pick whatever you think more people liked on social media. I think that's how it works. Every deck I build feels condemned to bracket 2 jail. How do I stop this? Okay. I think yeah. We don't have an incredible amount of time to go into that, but I think I can give you some very good broad pointers. A big thing about bracket 2 is that everything is built to work together. Most of the decks people are building are some type of like long drawn out synergy pile. We don't really have 2-card combos. Everything that you're putting in the deck is part of a like long-term plan to get a big guy, to get cards, to get life, whatever thing you want to get a lot of. And if you get a critical mass of these, you'll start doing stuff. The difference between that and bracket 3 has way more cards. Here we'll do equals fun. A plus B plus C. Your three little things come together. They make you a fun or powerful game plan. Bracket 3, these motherfuckers are just playing A equals fun. They're playing B equals good. As you move to bracket 3, your standards have to become, is this card good by itself? If I play this card and I resolve nothing else with this card, is this card powerful, or does it feel like it generates a lot of advantage for me? Hold on, I'm going to clip that part. A really useful example of this is a bracket 2-esque card draw strategy is, what's this fucking vampire? When you put a counter on it, it's Dusk something. Hold on, I'll find it. Dusk Legion Duelist. You have Dusk Legion Duelist, and you have... There's some new like weird... Yeah, Ride the Shoepuff. So this is a card draw engine. With these 2/2-drops, I can play this. When I play a land, it'll put a counter on this thing, it'll draw me a card. Hell yeah. Now I'm drawing cards. That's awesome. In bracket 3, you can do the game changer route of Rhystic Study, or... And I'm not trying to imply Stock Up is a bracket 3 card. I'm just trying to point out this is a card where you go by itself. I play it. I have cards. I play it. I get 2 more cards out of the top 5 of my deck. I just get the good cards directly into my mouth. I don't have to jump through any hoops about synergy. If one of these gets blown up, my card draw engine gets kind of fucked. If I just play Stock Up, I just have it. And all of this is a spectrum, right? It's not like, obviously bracket 2 decks are not just 99 card Rube Goldberg simulators, or I really hope they aren't. And bracket 3 decks are not just 99 cards that happen to be good that are not synergistic. You could still see, you know, Dusk Legion Duelist in a Selesnya counter strategy that was bracket 3, but the biggest difference is that bracket 3 brings in way more cards where you just go, I played this by itself. Strong. It requires no help. It's the things happening. Yeah, as Lord Tigris is saying, engines are nice. Sometimes people are overlooking just playing a card that does the thing. And so if you find yourself constantly tinkering with engines, that's probably why you're stuck in bracket 2. Bracket 2 is all about building shitty little Factorio mods, and bracket 3 is where it starts being about, what if I just played the card that took the game action? For sure. So then their statement that you can play up in brackets is just silly then, right? No, Terrence, because again, it's all a spectrum. And there are times where if people don't have removal, the janky value engine can actually do quite a lot. Like, I don't think a bracket 2 deck is going to be able to play up into bracket 4, but there are definitely bracket 2 decks that can hang with bracket 3. There are bracket 3 decks that might be able to snipe wins off of bracket 4 tables. I think bracket 1 will have the most trouble playing up. And then, but that's really it. Like, even bracket 4 decks could try to play at a CEDH table and maybe snipe a win. It would be unlikely and difficult, but it's not impossible. So my 1,000 hours in Factorio might be revealing things about my deck preferences, huh? A little bit. Anacalia, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate that generosity. Kick, it's possible to jump brackets with play pattern, but I personally hate it. I've tried to do that myself, and I've played with people who do it. And when people have the threat of taking a way better game action on the table and are going, oh, I'm not going to do that, it would be mean, it's always come off as condescending. Perhaps you are better at navigating it than I am, but if you go like, oh, well, you know, I could go infinite here, but that would ruin our fun. I could landlock all of you, but that wouldn't be enjoyable. I could board wipe you every turn and drain you with an enchantments-based aristocrat, but then I wouldn't laugh as much. It's never felt like a good way to control deck power. Biggest flaw for me being bracket 2 coders is that most LGS pods want to play their highly tuned machines. Yeah, most, I won't say most. A large population of the people playing Magic actually want to be doing PowerPoint night. They want to give a presentation on how cool their deck is. Like the statement would hit better if I wasn't a YouTuber. Yeah, Giggles, I fucking hate that. More power to you, man, but I fucking hate that. A lot of people play bracket 2 Magic like they are trying to record a YouTube video. J.Wav, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home for the second month in a row. How does a card like Phyrexian Arena compare here? An engine that needs to stay on the board, but it's contained in one card. Magnetron, then you get into the wibbly-wobbly nuance of attempting to investigate how good a card is for its mana. Like, I would say Phyrexian Arena is better than Dusk Legion Duelist or Ride the Shrewpuff. One extra card a turn takes a little while to pay off. In bracket 3, you know, you're starting to speed up a little. I don't think it's totally out of place in a bracket 3 deck, but I think a bracket 3 deck would rather run like Dark Confidant just because it's cheaper. Like, genuinely, just because I do this one turn earlier, I start getting the cards one turn earlier. A certain scientific shotgun. I am streaming on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube all at the same time. I want to figure out how to multi-stream to Instagram too, but I don't know how to yet. Hi Mauled, I saw a comment with 10 or so likes on a recent VOD. The audio of your microphone on YouTube is really quiet, just a heads up. Emo NB, I appreciate that heads up. I've known about this problem for a long time, and I have genuinely no idea how to fix it. I have my OBS volume mixer. I have my audio set correctly in there. I have 0 volume options on YouTube. There is not a second mixer that it goes through. There is not some type of secondary platform my audio is being passed through. It is going straight to YouTube. And on YouTube, with no knobs that I can interact with, they bring my volume down like 60%. So I've played with my internal settings, but anything I do to make my audio higher on YouTube blows out TikTok, Twitch, anywhere else I'm streaming to. Toaster Strudels, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. The fact that Dark Confidant is like 10 times the price. Oh, this boy expensive. Like 10 times the price of Darkstar Augur makes me laugh, though. Wasn't Dark Confidant at least mildly relevant in 60 card? I also definitely missed your cheer message, boss. Thank you. DMC, thank you for the 100 bits. Boss, I'm now going to be recommending Promise of Loyalty to all Voltron players. That card fucking rules. Hell yeah. Stows Away Productions. Why are the deck reviews so expensive? Fun. I think this will be the last one we answer before we get to your stuff. But why are the deck reviews so expensive? That is a good question to ask because they are ridiculously expensive. They are expensive because of demand. The way I've been pricing the deck reviews the last couple months, I started doing them as just a thing you got for a Patreon tier. And then they became so popular that I could not do them. Like, more people signed up than I could do at a decent quality per month. And so I took them to Ko-Fi, and I kept them. They were originally $25, which was still pretty high, but they were originally $25. I took them to Ko-Fi, where you could buy them for $25. They sold out in 3 minutes for multiple months in a row. And so I said, oh, well, okay, if you are going to miss your opportunity to get a deck roast because you used the bathroom, then I'll bring the price up. And then we took it to 50, and I think they sold out in like 4 minutes. And then we took it up to 16. I told everybody when I moved it to 50, I said, this is the first price change we're making. If it sells out in less than 10 minutes, we're going to move it up again. The world I want to live in is I want you to have at least an hour to be able to buy a deck roast in terms of temporal availability. So I moved it up to 50. I think it sold out in like 12 minutes, something like that. And then we moved it up to $69, and it is only since moving up to 69 that we have seen it slow down enough to let more people buy it. Because like the most common comment I get on these live streams, how do I get one? There's a ton of people who have never had one, who don't know about how to purchase one, who are unable to purchase one because the window in which you can purchase one is like 45 minutes every month. So basically, demand is still really, really high. And I've also taken down the number I offered last month. I did not raise the price. I kept them at the same price, and I just took down the number because I felt like I was getting a little too burnt out. Also, Viria, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Yeah, DMC, maybe one day you'll get into the deck roastings. Maybe one day. A long time from now. Yeah, high demand. Another thing that changed, when I started doing them, my producer was like, oh yeah, sell them for $25, spend like 15 minutes, and just give them some deck upgrades. And I tried doing that, and it was just unsatisfying to me. Viria, thank you for the pronunciation correction. I will attempt to slot that in my brain. I enjoy taking a longer time. I enjoy vamping. I enjoy trying to... Wait, hold on. Brody, I think... Oh, you're lucky that I'm not bitchy today. That's terrible logic. Just create more decks, not make them more expensive. You working for WotC then. Brody, are you under the belief that I am selling decks to people? Because the deck roasting is a service where people pay for my time to look at a deck, publicize it on stream, and then recommend suggestions, and in many cases crowdsource suggestions. So it's not... I'm not making the decks. I'm not even selling a thing that I've created. This is just genuinely, oh, time is in high demand. I will charge more for my time. Does that make more sense? Also, Narafiel Inc., thank you for the 400-bit cheer. I appreciate that generosity. Hey, Mauled, I just wanted to say thanks again for being you. I've had an extremely difficult weekend, and having your streams to come back to have carried me through. Thanks. Narafiel, I'm glad that I could provide some form of entertainment to distract you from whatever badness is going on right now. And I have faith the goodness will come back around for you. You're good, Brody. Hey, don't worry about it. I also crash out. I am always moving through my life looking for an opportunity to be snarky. And I saw that, I was like, I think they saw a basketball hoop, so they dunked. You good. Oh, I paused Twitch chat. DMC, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. What's your favorite non-obvious spell to pair with Rowan, Scion of War? None off the dome. We can talk about that in between the next roast, but we do have to get going for the day. But we will circle back to this. Ishida Ryder, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. Alec Man, I pick black. We did not do the random FMK. I'll do that. Okay. Hardworking man. Extremely short. Good with his hands. I'm smashing. No, I'm not marrying. I'm gonna get an 8-foot tall femme creature, and that's what I'm marrying. I can feel it in my bones. A rock. I'm not big on Benoit. I'm gonna kill this. Here comes Nissa. Guys, let's be real. Come on, we got to do another. This is not a thing. This isn't even a thing that you could marry. This is not even a concept. This is just, I don't know. This is the laser from an observatory. Death, bro, married a concept. I didn't marry a concept. Names. Marry the pieces of scrap metal. God damn it. God damn it. Have you seen Spider-Punk? Dylan, I have seen it, yeah. You can reroll? I'll try the reroll. Let me see. Oh, this is a what if reroll. This is my cope reroll. I'd be pretty happy about this if it didn't say specifically I was marrying the bow. I've done archery. I suck at it. I think we use Smasher Pass rules. If it's not a creature, you just skip it. I'm down with that. I'll abide by those rules for future ones. For now, it's fun's time. So without further ado, we're going to start busting out viewer decks. First, we have a silly deck. Oh boy. All right. Fun. For those who don't know, when viewers submit decks that they want roasted, they can ask me to do a character voice. I only have one available. That available voice is Foghorn Maldhorn, where I do an extremely bad Benoit Blanc accent. Fun has asked that we do that voice. So Fun, I'm going to make you a deal right now. I'm going to get in character, and you're going to have a minute to decide if you really want it or not. And we have a random FMK, so I'll do the FMK and the voice, so you can get a little taste test. Oh, listen, Fun. I'll do it. It's just divisive. It's merely divisive. I'll say it. I do declare. All right. Let's see who the old Maldhound is getting married to. Okay, we got Sangrat Surge It's gruel, so I don't like it, but that is a muscular man. I'm gonna hit him with a smash. I'll smash this man. Solemn Doom God. Oh my god, it's a tiefling. That's my wife right there. That is my wife and or husband right there. So what are we killing? That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Yeah, sure, I hate elves. I hate elves. That's appropriate. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna get some water. I'm sold on normal voice. Perfect. All right, we're going back to normal voice. Yeah, I might do we might bring back the Tony from the Meta Lab. I like that voice too. I haven't practiced my voices enough recently. I need to do like daily voice practice if I'm gonna really do this as a bit. Anyway, this deck is silly. The deck is intended to provide resources that the whole table can use against each other in order to make the whole table turn on each other. The deck does not have a win condition. I have taken multiple extra turns with the deck, and I've been unable to win a 1v1. The game plan is tough, because giving your opponents tools to beat you with is a hard way to win. Okay. Tragedy of the Commons. At least we've gotten the first word right. Let's talk about just premise alone before we look at the cards, because I resonate with what you want to do. I love being a stinky little liar. I love being a trickster. I get that from you. I get that that's the dream we want to achieve. The difficulty here is when you give people stuff, we have to pick one lane we're giving people stuff on. If I was going to guess what's wrong with this deck, I would say what's probably wrong with it is you're probably giving people some combination of creatures, cards, mana, and other shit. You cannot be a combination blowjob store, CPA, pro bono attorney, and food bank. We have to pick one thing we're going to help people with, because that way part of our deck can be help and part of our deck can be how do we shut off the advantage we've given them. That's premise alone. We will investigate the actual cards, and then we can talk about how to convert that into a win condition later. Alex telling me to check the Ko-Fi. We will do that. Thank you very much for the targeted FMK, Alec man. I appreciate the 5. We will do that after this deck roast. So let's look into how you're helping. Palpatine, do it. For 1 mana, sack a land, draw a card. Anybody can do this. That is funny. So we're giving away cards. Cruel Entertainment. Somebody controls somebody else during the other player's turn. So this is just general fuckery. Does not provide any real advantage. We're all in this together. Put a plot counter on this thing. Anybody may do it. When there are 5 or more plot counters, sack it. If you do, destroy up to 2 target creatures. So that's really just removal plus politics. Split decision. Choose a spell. Everybody votes. You either get to copy the spell or counter it. Okay. Endbringer's Revel. Return creature card from a graveyard to its owner's hand. Any player may play this. So you're giving them back all their best creatures. The goal is that you make 2 people swap turns with Cruel Entertainment while Excavation is out, and then they sack all of each other's lands. That is a very funny interaction. Dog. We've got Grixis Kefka and we can't win the 1v1? Oh. Oh my lord. Right. So fun. What you have written is a TikTok skit, not a strategy for a Commander game. We have Coercive Portal. So this can be a board wipe or you get to draw a card. This is kind of a cute like voting thing. When there are no creatures in play, sack this. 2 mana, you can ping a creature. Anybody can do this. So immediately, we are what, like a fifth of the way through this deck. You have given people cards. You have given people creature recursion. You are giving people creature removal. Do we at least have lube? Do we pass out condoms before they fuck you? I mean, playing Kefka for some fuckery is good, but the big problem is no matter what our bombs are, we cannot outpace. I let my opponents remove things, recur things, draw cards, and board wipe. Like we're doing dungeon master shit rather than commander player shit, and we could make some of these cards work. I think the issue is you found a lot of really cool cards. I like all of these. What's Warmonger do? 2 mana, sweeper to non-flyers and players. Anybody may play this ability. Scandalmonger, target player discards a card. Anybody may play this. Fun. I want to impress upon you. I see the vision. That's hilarious. And I think the problem is we're trying to do this with every card instead of with like a couple cards. As best as I can tell, the only theoretical way this deck can win: at the end of your turn, target opponent gains control of it, put a charge counter on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, deals damage equal to you, equal to the number of charge counters on it. Yeah. It's not a good card, but it's on theme, kinda. Yeah, you're running into the age-old problem that giving people choice is a bad thing. And so it looks like right now we're defining the theme as our opponents get to choose what happens. Commander is about fascist dictatorships, okay? It's not about the best deck wins. It's about the most ruthless deck with the best control of the train system wins. Javon Wumpus is cuter hell. Mind games. Yeah, I think we are overestimating the mental damage of forcing people to make a choice. Sowing dissent. Oh god. Oh, and we have goad. What's standstill do? So the next person to cast a spell makes everybody else draw 3 cards. We give other people treasures. So we've actually hit every single angle of I'm going to give you cards, I'm going to give you mana, I'm going to give you your creatures back, I'm going to make your existing creatures better. I think the only thing we're not doing is giving them a creature just out of the ether. Bend or break is mean. Let me go look at that. Bend or break. Each player separates all lands he or she controls into 2 face-up piles. For each player, an opponent chooses a pile. Destroy all lands in that pile. Tap all lands in the other pile. I mean, that is super cute. So I think what's happened here is we found a specific Scryfall tag, or we found a specific rabbit hole of really old and fucked up and mean cards that we love, and I 100% respect you for it. This is a PowerPoint deck. If we want this deck to function in Magic the Gathering, it can function very easily. What has to happen is half of these cards die immediately. Immediately. And then what we have to do with the rest of it is you replace Kess with Kefka, for sure. Kefka is just a stronger generic commander for it. And what you should do is you should isolate it down to I am going to give people cards, or I am going to give people mana, or I am going to give people creature benefits. So this is like Agitator Ant, and you just straight up dome everything that doesn't do that. You could even break this deck into multiple decks where you go, okay, this is the Kefka deck where all of the like, where I play all the Mongers. Target creature gains flying. Any player may play this ability. See, this is cute as fuck. This is, yeah, in its current existence, I think this is much more satisfying as a like plane chase deck almost, where it's not an actual person playing this deck. It's just something from it flips, and then we all fuck around with it. It again, if we want it to function, you can go Kefka in the command zone, and then I want to let people draw cards. And then we can keep all of the card draw cards that we like. And then we can begin adding in things that are just absolutely vile and shut off whatever that advantage state is. Which for card draw is Narset Parter of Veils. If we're doing it for artifacts, I do believe there's something that can punish other people for sacking artifacts or for making artifacts. Rampant Lands is okay. Yeah, these ellipses are the death of the soul right here. I can feel your struggle coming through in this ... Oh yeah, there it is. If we want to give people mana, or if we want to give people treasures. Here we go. For some reason, I thought Parter of Veils was bad. I mean, she is... Oh, banned. No. She is a game changer. And so, right now, this is bracket 3. If your game changers are fucking Rhystic Study... If your game changers are Rhystic Study, Narset, and then, like, a third thing is your imagination, that is okay for bracket 3. There's that squirrel from Bloomborough that gives poison when you sack a token. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Hold on. God, this is dangerous. This is dangerous to look up. It's the worst Rhystic Study deck you've ever played against. I totally believe you. And so let's look at stuff. Let's look at stuff that we can do that's going to fix that problem. Big Bang Anarchy, thank you for the $5 super chat. A little drop in the bucket for the VODs, keeping me entertained on my long shifts at work. Keep it up, big dog. Bang, I appreciate that so much, my friend. That is a much bigger drop than you may otherwise think. And I appreciate it very much. There is Apothecary. I'm trying to see if there's other stuff we can use. But really what we should focus in on is what do we want to mostly give people? Do we want to give people cards, or do we want to give people mana? Or do we want to buff people's creatures? Because Grixis also has a lot of ways to do goad. There's another commander that you may not have heard of, which is the Ronnie, who's from Doctor Who, and this is giving people tools to hurt each other. It's buffing your opponent's creatures. It's goading them, and then you get clue tokens out of it. This is also an angle that you could take. But if we want to do generic Grixis, if we want to do Grixis and we want to keep, like, standstill, you like giving cards. Perfect. So if we want to do standstill stuff, then double agree Kefka should be the commander. We should bring in Narset Parter of Veils. And then the world is really your oyster. It's very easy to get super lame with this. And so I will try to look for things that are slightly spicier than table salt. Because as soon as we're giving out cards, the entrenched magic brain will go to Sheoldred. Will go to like, oh, well, now that you've drawn a card, you've lost life, you fool. Which at some tables are powerful enough that this is necessary. This is the most like peanut butter and jelly you can get for I'm in black plus anything and I'm giving away cards. There is a lot of whenever a player draws a card, Coveted Jewel is very funny. We like Coveted Jewel. Hell yes. There's Cataract Parasite. There is Ian Malcolm. This is on the like. This might be a. We're gonna hit a crazy fucking vibe if we end up going. This is my Kefka Commander deck. By the way, it has Ian Malcolm for a group hug. We can do Nekusar shit. I really don't want you to have Nekusar as the commander, though. You can do things like Underworld Dreams. You can do... if you are doing a lot of draw not on people's turns, so if you want to do things like Scrawling Crawler, which is going to make people draw cards on your upkeep, Zerzoth Chaos Rider can also be helpful for you. It'll make you like a little army of devils to go with it. But we need to think of how are we going to win this game, right? Do you want to win? How do you feel about theft? Fun. Do you want to win because you've played such a good card, or do you want to ask? Or do you want to say stop hitting yourself as you beat somebody to death with their phenomenal creature? Don't want to spam, but I've got to recommend Visions of Duplicity and Modify Memory. I feel fine with theft. Okay. What's Visions of Duplicity? Exchange control of 2 target creatures you don't control. That's pretty fucking funny. That's pretty goddamn funny. Oh yeah, Shifting Grift is also kind of a funny one. We have Shifting Grift, so we can exchange control of like one of our. We can give fucking Jeff Goldblum away to take somebody else's commander. Modify Memory becomes a lot better for you in this deck because you can either take something good, or if you want people to be mad at each other instead of you, then you get cards out of it. And then if we go into theft, how do we eventually win this 1v1? Our good options for that in Grixis are bribery. We use this on whoever the Stompy player is. We can also do, we can do insurrection. I don't think Blim. I don't think we do Blim. I think that is where we get a little bit too lost in the sauce. So we can bribe people. We can do, I personally enjoy Lord of the Void. One, because this is just a big creature, which is good for you. A lot of decks that are trying to do funny stuff will just fall flat because you don't have enough creatures, period, to not die. And so if we want something that takes like more effort, feels a little bit more fair than bribery, Lord of the Void is just a big fucking guy who beats shit out of you. Oh yeah, I'm at like 10 creatures total, then yeah, that would probably be good for you. There's also Insurrection. Insurrection's kind of tough because if you don't have or if your opponent doesn't have a really compelling board state and you haven't whittled their life total down, this is just you go like, okay, I swing for 15, I pass back to you, and then I die. But let me sell you on Spectacular Showdown. So if we up your creature count a little bit, we up your creature count a tiny, tiny bit, and then we do Spectacular Showdown. This is how we get everybody to kill each other or near kill each other. This one's been very, very fun for me. It's one of my most favorite goad cards or like finishers for a goad deck. This notably kills us in the 1v1. Yeah, Archon, the thing would be to use this before we get to the 1v1. Reigns of Power is also kind of a funny one to do. We're not doing Hot Pursuit. We are not goading nearly enough for Hot Pursuit to be reasonable. DMC, you're going to get banned from stream again. You keep suggesting Hot Pursuit. Stop doing this. Coyote, it looks like this is trying to be bracket 3, or it looks like it's trying to keep up with bracket 3. Not necessarily be like the best deck at bracket 3, but it wants to be able to participate at that power level. All right, so we're doing a lot of like weird fuck around stuff. I think we need some level of decent creature. We need some type of creature that is going to hold us softly in the nighttime. I don't think we have enough giveaway to do Archfiend of the Dross. Let me look at Phyrexian Portal. So this is very cute and on the theme of choice. It's just like so woefully weak. It's so woefully bad. We just need a 2% win rate. We need a 2% win rate. Okay. Ebony Owl Natsuke is also neat, but Breads, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub. Welcome back to Dog Heaven. Mutinous Massacre. Like, the problem with these is anything that only lets us steal for 1 turn is fucking tough. Fucking tough, man. It's a hard fucking life. Oh my god, I baited another streamer into reading this awful card. God damn it, Lilith. Guys, fun doesn't know. We get to do it. Guys, Twitch chat. Twitch chat, are you with me? You understand what I'm about to recommend? I forgot we were in Grixis. I was looking at the Rakdos. I forgot about the blue. Say hello to the Svitties fun. Say hello to... I knew! Just think about it! Just think about it! I think, and this is going to connect to another thing I'm going to recommend for you, which is we want to have some form of mana cheating. A genuinely not bad thing we can be doing is just having a few reanimates on hand. Because one thing that's going to happen a lot, we're doing a lot of goofy shit. Hopefully someone else's good stuff is going to die, but with Kefka, we're going to have to discard. So it is not unlikely that we are going to be discarding good creatures at some point. Like, we've already suggested Lord of the Void as a very strong potential theft piece. I don't think you have to run Sheoldred, but you could. You could even put the Ranny in here if you really wanted to do goad. But if we have things like Sphinx Ambassador, this is a way to potentially win the 1v1. It's a funny thing where you get to play a little mini game, which does appear to be on the theme of this deck. If we have Reanimate, if we have Breach the Multiverse, this can activate the same type of, like, I don't know, man, you played the card. And then we can just have, oh my god, this curve. Looking like a bad standard deck. Breach the Multiverse will give us top end stuff we can do when we've made it late into the game. We've ideally done the funny thing. Now everybody's just throwing hammers at each other. So we're really heavy at like 4 mana. 4 mana funny business is our most favorite activity in this deck. Rather than the 4 mana funny business, I think we could. Let's see, are you. Oh, gang, I think they're not fucked up with bounce lands. So genuinely, I think you want to be fucked up with bounce lands. Just because you need to keep land drop. You have a 5 mana commander. This dude is expensive as shit. Karis. There's like I think it's like Carnarium. Yeah. Really just to make sure that we don't want to gas out on our road to Lord of the Void, to Breach the Multiverse, to Kefka. Like if we get to Kefka, we're very, very happy. Getting to 5 mana for your commander is about the mana value where it stops being reliable. That's about the mana value where you start to question a little bit. For a 4 mana commander with just 37 lands and then a couple mana rocks, I 100% believe you. I'm just going to keep ringing that bell for Fevered Suspicion, LMAO. Oh, this is big and funny. We might be getting too many big funny cards. Let me check Infernal Offering. This is cute, and this gets infinitely better at the point when Kefka is in our command zone and we are actually binning useful things. Mogo, I agree very much. This sufficiently hits the theme if we want to give other people problems, but now we get to make some problems of our own. Yeah, Fun, we're definitely giving you like too much 8 mana gas right now, so we will pare it down. Incarnation Technique, also cute for this. Mogo, let me look at what the other suggestions are. Tempt with Immortality feels more like Golgari business, if I'm being totally frank. I'd even if we go with like, oh, we're Grixis, we're cheating out creatures. If everybody does this, we have like 15 creatures in the deck. Yeah, it's from your. It's not stealing from everybody's. Okay, so let's think about what we do keep. We can keep this. Sure, we can keep this. Against my will, I will let you keep that. I don't think we do Lightning Storm. I don't think we do. I don't think people are gonna pick Volrath's Dungeon. Brawl is insane, but I think you already said you were cutting that. Call to the Void is cute. I think this is one. I think Call to the Void is one that we can replace with Infernal Offering. I had a really fun Prisoner's Dilemma that I cast and made my opponents all mad with someone that wasn't me. All right, so that's the energy we're seeking. That's the energy we're seeking. I think most of Mind Games, outside of like Sadistic Shell Game, can probably go. Let's see. God, what do we even keep? When Icy Prison comes into play, exile a thing. When Icy Prison leaves play, return that creature to play under its owner's control. During your upkeep, destroy Icy Prison, but any player may pay 3 to prevent this. Oh, this is another one that feels so cute, but I feel like doesn't actually like do what we need it to. I think Curse of the Cabal and Captive Audience, these are things that only make people mad with you. Vaughn, I do understand that's the goal for. Has this ever worked though? We do need to understand your pod psychologically for me to investigate how good the card choices are. I've never cast Icy Prison. Okay, so we don't know yet. Then we can hold it in here until we do know. Pain Magnification. This is another card where I know that if I cast this, it would make people mad at me rather than making people more mad at the person who dealt the damage. I have seen it works. Okay. I have seen a number of. Then this may just be we're trying to psychologically torture people we don't know. I think Bender Break is funny. Gonti is definitely good. Bitter Feud is quite funny. We have Prisoner's Dilemma, Prowling Pangolin. See, this is like a bracket 2 card. This is frankly just not. This is one of those like who would sack stuff to prevent you from having 165 in 2025. Time Slicer and Alexios are functional, but I don't think they really hit. They don't really ring the choice bell that well. Yeah, so we can kill that thing. God, Mana Charged Dragon is just hilariously funny. Yeah, I think we've got a bracket 2 deck in here somewhere that just can't, that we've overloaded. Javon Wumpus is a better Prowling Pangolin. Wow, we are really not saying a lot, huh? We are really not saying a lot. Like, I think these are a 4-mana 6/6 was a threat in 1999. I can't imagine the green players even blinking with these. Maxothon, we've already covered that Kefka is going to move up to the command zone. We could partner. We don't need more politics. This deck is already suffering from an overdose of politics. This deck is like a British politician who's been at Parliament for the last 180 days of their life. You're underestimating how much people like their lands. No, I am accurately estimating how scary a 6/6 with trample is. I'm saying I don't think anybody will ever sack a land, and I do not think a 4-mana 6/6 is compelling enough for that to be a meaningful ask. Oh no, they've played a 4-mana 6/6. They've asked me to sacrifice a land, and I refused. Whatever will I do? Wherever will I go? However will I stop them from enacting violence upon my home? This is what I'm thinking of. Like, that's the issue, is because so many of these cards are old, the choices you are forcing people to make are like, will you cut off your own toe, or let me call you a jerk? Or like, you know, do you want to cut off your own toe, or do you want to let me flick you softly on the wrist? Like, because of how the game was balanced back then, Like when this card came out, yeah, 6 mana, 6/6 with trample for 4 mana. Crazy. But now, because power toughness lines and because damage has creeped so much, the choices are all like immediately obvious and not punishing enough. So these are the type of cards that I think we should replace with things like Breach, things like Fevered Suspicion, things like Lord of the Void, things like Sphinx Ambassador, stuff where you can guarantee that you're going to get something good out of it. Another lower mana Sphinx option that is a good time, although not as backbreaking of a time, is Dazzling Sphinx, where you get to rob other people's interaction. Yeah, Lilith, you are correct. Everything, and like Flailing Manticore, I understand the goal here. If you have a direct line to one of your friend's psyches and you can convince them to pay a bunch of mana to pump this, sure. In most situations, at bracket 3 and above, like this is a bracket 2 ass card, because at bracket 3 and above, people just aren't going to commit the mana to help you do a thing that ultimately is not that powerful. And the same goes for Browbeat. Like this is I just want it to work in theory. Yeah, I mean, fun. I think what you have here is a mostly solid bracket 1 deck that's being forced to play in bracket 3. Browbeat people will usually let me draw 3. Right, let me show you. Wait, they're wait. The fuck? The fuck? Okay. All right, yeah. Fuck it. All right, but I do feel like Wumpus, Flailing Manticore, Book Burning, Breaking Point, all can go. Call to the Void, Brawl, Volrath Dungeon, Lightning Storm also can probably all go. Explosion of Riches can probably go. Warmonger can go. You can keep Scandal and Sailmonger if you really want to. Order of Succession is very funny. Mob Verdict is kind of funny. It's definitely a better choice card than a lot of these super old ones. But I still worry about your ability to gaslight people into picking what you need. Lava Brink. Okay, it's a mana rock. In each player's upkeep, they can put on a Doom counter or remove one. If it has 3 or more, sacrifice it, then it deals 6 to each creature. That's cute. I think this is workable. Coercive Portal is... This is one of our darlings that we might have to murder. This is like the bracket 2 card that might have to die for the bracket 3 deck to succeed. The end of each player's turn, put a charge counter on this. For each untapped land they control, remove a charge counter, get a colorless mana, but anybody can do this. This is another thing I would cut just because we're helping too much. This is where the food bank is becoming the pro bono attorney, is becoming the CPA. Don't let other people reanimate in bracket 3. Good. I'll even accept this. I think you can politic well with this. And then I think you can turn all of these into either general draw synergy pieces, more card draw, or artifact ramp to get to all these big motherfuckers. Yeah, Wandering Archaic is pretty fucked up. We're gonna have a wonky fucking curve, and you're gonna have to little bean. I want to impress upon you. I'm taking that 2% win rate to heart. This curve would get you sent to a doctor's office in most situations, but it is gonna have a lot of funny shit in it. Wandering Archaic is mad decent. It's a good tax thing. You never do the backside of it. I don't think we have nothing to cheat in with Eggman. Is the problem for Eggman? Ensnared by the Mara, here is one of those choice cards where the choices actually matter. You get a non-land out of each player, or they exile 4 and then they get hit for like 1,000,000,000. This is Explosion of Riches if the damage could potentially mean something. And so that's how I would change it. I would get a little bit more creature theft on your top end. I would limit yourself to only giving away cards, and I would utilize Narset, Sheoldred, et al. To punish the card draw that you're letting them get. And then Kefka as a commander alone is going to help you carry a lot better. This attack trigger is fucked up. And one last little piece of candy I'll drop for you is Generator Servant, which is a mana dork where if you spend it on Kefka, you'll give him haste and you can double trigger him. Recommendations for artifact ramp. So for your ramp, what you want is bounce lands. You want bounce lands to make sure you keep having land drops. There are some... This is extremely low powered, but is a big mana rock with the ability to help you get cards. If you do the bounce land thing, Surveyor's Scope is actually pretty cute, particularly if you have other people. If you have 2 or more green players at your table, this is your new favorite ramp spell. And then I don't think you need Chromatic Lantern. I don't think you need anything crazy expensive like Chromatic Orrery. Gambler, we have it in the deck, but thank you for the suggestion. You have, I think, the Talisman. Oh no, we have the Signets, but we don't have the Talismans. You could do Worn Power Stone. For a deck that's going to be so heavy on 5 mana and above for its big shit, I'm a really big fan of how do I spend 3 or more mana to add 2 additional mana to my pool on future turns, rather than doing a lot of like spend 2 mana to get 1 additional mana. I don't think the mirrors, Terrence. I don't think we have Nightscape Familiar. This guy's a decent dork. Does this double stack? No, it does not. But this is a pseudo mana rock that can protect itself, which is useful. Wow, so many of these do it. But like Arid Archway. Fucking Coral Atoll is greedy as fuck. I don't think I can recommend that in good faith. Dimir Aqueduct. You could try the typed ones if you think your land base is reliable enough, but it's really, really greedy. Guildless Commons. Is it Boiler Works? Rakdos Carnarium. And I think that might be, yeah, that might be the end of it for the bounce lands. if you think you can basic type fix often enough, then you can even dump into the ones that make you bounce an untapped swamp or an untapped mountain or an untapped island. Just hitting your land drop every turn is a pretty fucking powerful thing in colors that don't have green. Other good ones, I don't think we can Dowsing Rod because we genuinely just don't have the creatures. Yeah, and that's how I would do it. I think right now you are trapped in YouTube jail. I am with the vision. I am with the vision, and I do want to emphasize that I believe in the vision. I just think the vision is clouded by all of these bracket 2, bracket 1 cards, and I think your pot is playing a little too hot for that. So you can keep a few of your most favorites, and then we just got to become the villain. We got to do villain shit. Hey, thank you, no one. I appreciate you watching those videos. Which one did you watch? Was it like a podcast video? Hell yeah, fun. Thank you for submitting. I hope this helped. We're going to do the manual ad break, and then it's time for Big Al, if you're here. If Big Al is not here, it's Dylan. If Dylan's not here, it's Lulu. When's the next free review gamble? Raffle, you mean? We don't gamble. I have a very cool budget Rocco deck for you to see. The next one should be Saturday. Z and I are traveling unexpectedly this week, and so it might fuck up the stream schedule. Oh yeah, Maz, it's you. My fault. All right, I gotta run and hit the bathroom, and then we have a cheer message from DMC to catch up on. Clorraine, thank you for the 2 months at tier 1, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. I'll be right back. All right, children, we're back. I don't know which demon I made a pact with, but I've never had any ad on Twitch. Can't complain. Okay, we're talking about Jeff Bezos taking your hair. I thought it was me and I was going to get you. Root vegetable, I'm putting you in timeout, and you know why. Hey, what's up, Cash? Yeah, Tnev, I do apologize for hitting you with the 9 ads. We do it that way because Twitch won't let me not run ads, and if I don't pick when I run them, I just run them whenever I'm going to the bathroom. If I don't pick when I run them, we interrupt the actual deck reviewing and me trying to do the actual deck recommendations. So it does suck, but there's no way for me to do it ad free, which again, the subs and bits and prime subs do way more for me financially than ad revenue ever will. And so if I could do it ad free, I just would, but they won't let me. By the way, I switched my initial submission deck. It should be a Loro. Maz, we're going to go ahead and ban you, and we're going to move on to Lulu's deck, which is hopefully a commander that doesn't suck. Oh crap, I forgot to pay the toll to prevent the chair cryptid from getting me in my sleep. Narafield, thank you for the 100-bit cheer for the toll. Right, Elikman had a targeted FMK. Thank you for the reminder. Cleaving Reaper, Eradicator Valkyrie, or Renegade Reaper. God damn. I do love a woman that could just kill me. Oh. Oh, Lord. Okay, so we have Renegade Reaper, Cleaving Reaper, and Eradicator Valkyrie. How could you do this to me, Elikman? How could you ask me to choose between multiple large goth women that would absolutely beat the shit out of me? Hmm. Okay. Okay, I have it. We're gonna kill Renegade Reaper, unfortunately. We're gonna smash Eradicator Valkyrie, and we're gonna marry Cleaving Reaper. Because she is the strongest and angriest of the large angry goth women. Kyle, it is not a Patreon. It's very specifically no longer a Patreon thing. It is now a Ko-Fi thing. Then, Alec, you had a question earlier. If you had a question that was not submitted via personal question, I have certainly lost it at this point. So please copy paste that. We do have a personal question from Dodo Coconut from before the previous roast. Am I reasonable for putting Chaos Mutation in all my decks that have red and blue? Exile any number of creatures controlled by different players. For each creature exiled this way, reveal card from top until you get a creature onto the battlefield, and then the rest go to the bottom of the library. You're not reasonable, but I love you. Like, you're always welcome at my table, you know? I'm just gonna ask you not to visit that often. Snack fan Bob, it's currently 4:30 in the morning. Should I just head to sleep or go downstairs and eat? Bob, that depends a lot on what the rest of your day is going to look like. I am a big advocate for getting your sleep schedule healthy. It's a thing I have regularly fucked up and I am continually punished. The worse my sleep schedule is, the worse the stuff I make is, the less I enjoy life, the worse my exercise is. Like everything about life just gets bad. And so, depending on what you need to do the following day, sometimes you just got to get the sleep you can get. If this is an opportunity for you to maybe reset your circadian rhythm and today sucks, but you go to bed at 8 and then you get on the track of a healthier in general sleep schedule, I would do that. Now, your framing of just head to sleep makes it sound like you have been up all night, which don't do that, brother. I support you. I'll pray for you, even if I don't technically believe in God. But if you have to get up and do stuff, like if your day starts at 9 or something, even if you can't sleep, laying in bed with your eyes closed is better for you than staying awake. It's been pretty consistent with 4 to 11 a.m. I'd eat when you wake up, and I really hope that you change jobs soon. Okay, we're gonna rip off. I don't think we saw Big Al. Big Al, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to sign off in chat. Kyle, yes. The Twitch, I think Twitch's multi-streaming TOS says something about I can only display Twitch chat on screen. Some creators don't pay attention to it, but they're big enough that it doesn't matter. Oh, when will the next custom stream be? I don't know. Because this week Z and I are traveling for Gen Con for one day. So if any of you are going to Gen Con, Z and I will be there Thursday. But yeah, no idea currently. Let me get these screens up. Okay, I don't see Al. We're going with OG Maz. Let's see what Maz has. Spooky, comma, scary. You already know what we're doing here, but I'll talk anyway because it makes me feel important. The goal is to gain life every turn and use that life gain to fuel abortive value through growing creatures and life pinging while using various types of stacks to ensure a steady flow without too many interruptions. There's a few ways to gain mass amounts of life. Boring shit, boring shit, boring shit, boring shit. Our win cons are Aether Flux Reservoir, Felidar Sovereign, and a Bloodthirsty Conqueror Infinite Loop. Maz, what's going on, dude? This is like the JoJo stand of a dare mom. What's happening? I'm here to gain life and do stuff. I swear to God, if you look at me or touch my board, I will cry. What happened, man? You said roast, so I brought the trash. Yeah, but this is like... This isn't raccoon trash. This is like 20-something finance bro who unironically thinks Jeff Bezos earned all his money trash. No, no, it's happening again. I pulled this on Friday. I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt on your behalf. You know what? We need villains. We need villains. How, like, how would Pixar animation villains exist without people like you? Draw. Horribly irresponsible. Holy shit. Nothing under 4 mana. Go fast. Impeccable. Grow my children. All right, so we have all the stuff that says when I gain life, a thing happens that makes this guy big. How else do I afford stuff? 35 lands, sure, whatever. Stop touching me. This is an I looked up to Urkel as a kid type deck. Holy shit. Okay. So we have additional life gain, which I think additional life gain is probably the weakest section here. I think a lot of this stuff should be predicated upon I have life gain every turn from a Loro, therefore I don't need to allocate very much deck room to gaining additional life. Something like Authority of the Consuls can be pretty relevant, especially if we're getting higher up in the brackets. Oh my god, we have bad Elenda? This is horrible. This is some Lex Luthor shit. When you called this the villain, I hope you meant Doofenshmirtz, considering this is basically the life gaininator. It really is. This is Hidden Valley Ranch levels of spice. I think we have... I don't want to sound crazy. I even doubt its effectiveness. What's the curve look like? Oh. Oh boy. Oh, we are greedy like we have green in this list. Let's look. All right, I'm making you keep the fucking opener. Fuck you. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Oh dear. Oh no, not my life gain doubler. What happened? Okay, there we go. We get a tapped land. Now it's happening. Turn 6, 4 lands, no fucking problem. I'm up at like 48 life or something. Fuck this game. Hell yeah, Karlov of the Ghost Council. This is not stacks. We have no fucking stacks in this deck. This is just like the Esper Salt Score deck. There's mommy. There's a whole different deck we could do that would make this work. It's not this one. So we still 4 mana. Here, I'll do Will Sign of Peace so that we can start playing stuff. Hell yeah. I tap Will. This only costs most of my mana now. Alhammarit's Archive. It's turn 8. We're on 4 lands, by the way. Bracket 3 game. Hell yeah, Voice of the Blessed. So this is... I don't know. This is like a 10-10 or something. That's good for us. This is my first ever Magic deck. First, there was darkness. And then, I realized that my true calling was to be the kid that reminded teachers about the homework they assigned last week. It was to be an accountant who audited small business owners and not billionaires. It was to be a man who sat on his lawn, yelling at nearby children. A Loro as gifted by a buddy. Oh my, you got fucking propaganded by actual Lex Luthor. Somebody gave you this deck to make you the enemy of your pod. Oh my god, this is heinous. As Baby's first Magic deck, this makes so much fucking sense as Baby's first Magic deck. Okay, we have a bridge to cross here, Maz. Do you want me to fix you? Or do you want me to make you worse? No, Darebrand, as I've previously elaborated, every time somebody asks if I fixed the roast command, I add a week to my mental calendar of how long I'm waiting to fix it. Okay. So what we don't have is card draw. What we do have is a bunch of redundant life gain that we probably don't need, especially this like, wasn't it a day last time? It was, and then somebody asked about it again, and so I made it a week. Tacos, it's half deck doctor, half I'm mean to you. All right, so first of all, we're gaining life like we have shit to pay for. We don't. I want to impress upon you, I don't think this is an Aether Flux deck. I don't think it is. I don't think you seek to have the life total necessary to pay 150 life. Like Aether Flux is really that's a combo ass thing. It's more of a kill tool. I didn't think it was a fucking lawnmower. I realize it's a gun that I don't think you're stocking the bullets for. I think if let me put it a different way. I think if this deck has gained enough life for Aether Flux to be a meaningful kill tool, you have missed lethal 18 different ways. That is my stronger opinion. If we are in bracket 3 and this deck has been able to kill people with Aether Flux, we probably should have been able to kill people five turns beyond that. So the things I think we can, if we want to be like, holy fuck, life gain is so annoying, the things we can drop are probably Shattered Angel, Polluted Bonds, Boon Reflection, Rock's Faith Mender. One of these Soul Sisters. Wound Reflection. Painful Quandary. Marauding Blight Priest. Starscape Cleric. Debt to the Deathless. Exsanguinate. Struggle for Project fucking Purity. We can keep these. Yeah, all of those can go. Because all of that stuff is predicated upon, like, oh, I'm going to gain life so many different times that your head is going to explode. And we're not really on that. What we're on is every turn, at the beginning of every turn, I am going to get a gained life trigger. It's I need a thing to do a thing. It is, yeah. If we go back to the MS Paint, we're... So here's another thing about commanders is your commander is almost always going to satisfy A, B, or C. It doesn't really matter which one they satisfy. There's like that whole thing about, oh, is this a counterweight commander? Is this a win con commander? Is this a value engine commander? There's not a lot of deep importance behind which one of those it is. All that matters is that your commander is one of these pieces or one of these pieces. And in your deck, let's say your commander is like B, because it's the thing gaining life for you. What that means is the rest of your deck does not have to emphasize B, because it's in the command zone and it's fucking Eminence. So it's happening every turn without you even committing mana to it. And so that means we can free up our deck to generate a lot of advantage because we know for a fact B is happening every turn of this goddamn game. But instead, we've committed 11 cards to B redundancy. A number of our outlets don't actually work with what B is creating for us. They work with a thing that like Spanish B is creating for us. That's a tilde for those of you who have fine motor skills. Like Aether Flux. This is a thing working with Spanish B. Now your Infinite, that just works with itself. Who cares? But Aether Flux, that's a Spanish B thing. Exsanguinate. That's a thing that like big mana decks are doing. It's going to make you gain life, but a lot of your things don't care about the amount of life you gain. All of your like Grow My Children, your combat damage outcomes, they care about have I gained life on the stack, yes or no. So you're never going to have the mana to pay for a meaningful amount into this unless you get some crazy will chain going. You have things that gain life when creatures enter with no way to make tokens. And so we have a bunch of things that are in the correct overarching family, but don't actually hook up with each other. Like you're taking like a letter from English, no, that's not the correct analogy. I think the correct analogy is you are spelling the word life gain, but every letter you are swapping language. Like you're going C, and then you're taking L from the Cyrillic alphabet, and then, or no, I was spelling cleric because I saw Madra talking about clerics, and I got fucking flashbanged by their cleric deck. You get what I'm saying. And so what we can do to fix that is we can drop all the things that don't talk to each other. Your card draw section just needs to be actual card draw instead of all these like 5-drop dreams. Like we're missing the we don't have stock up. We don't have consult the star charts. This is just fruit and veggies. We don't have Lorien Revealed, where if you do count to 5 mana, oh my god, you get to draw 3, and if you don't, you get to land fix, which you'll need because you have 35 goddamn lands. Brain Surge would be fine. I am sure there is something for gain life, draw a card. Well of Lost Dreams. Oh yeah, this could work. This is still pretty greedy, but this is at least greedy for a decent payoff rather than greedy for nothing. I'm not being paid by big stock up. It's not my fault they have printed 3 of the best generic blue card draw spells in the history of Magic in the last goddamn year. Let's see, is white or black under card hard? Okay, and then the other bridge we have to cross is how much do we want to believe in the Felidar Sovereign win condition, and how much do we want to believe in my big board of shitheads is going to kill you? Because if we don't desperately need the Felidar Sovereign to work every moment of the game, then we should throw in the Bob-esque card draw plans. Greed would be fine, but I think Greed is outdone here by just going like Dark Confidant, Darkstar Augur, and then like Keen Duelist. Those are typically the big 3 of I'm in black and I want to get an extra card every turn, and I'm okay if I lose a little bit of life. I don't care for Felidar. Beautiful. Beautiful. Then we do Bob, we do Keen Duelist, and we do Darkstar Augur. And now you have engines that might turn on before turn 6. Oh yeah, we can bring in new Halia, which I do believe we have enough creatures for this to work. We either have enough creatures or we do have multiple sources of lifelink in the deck. So I think this is another card draw engine that will actually be on theme for you, although I do hate that it is. I think we have Aerith was in the sideboard, right? We can bring her in. We can bring her in for sure. Fate's honestly, Maz, the no reason BM of Fate Spinner is more on theme for this deck than Aetherflux is. I will recommend you bring it in for that reason alone. A card that says fuck you just because I said so is more about what you're on than the life gain thing you'll never have the life to pay for. You know what? Unfortunately, I think Wind Crystal you can actually use. What I'm gonna try to sculpt you into is I'm going to try to sculpt you into life gain beatdown. Like I gain life such that I have time to establish my board, and then my big board of, I guess, angels is usually the thing, but my big board of angels, yeah, unfortunately, I think you can Valkyrie Harbinger. This is really stupid, and I hate that I'm helping, but you can definitely Valkyrie Harbinger. You don't need this Liesa. But we could bring in like more Johnny's Pride Mates. Aunt May is crazy to see in this fucking game. You could Bounding Felidar. This would actually be a kind of interesting life gain thing that could convert to a bigger board overall. It's probably a little bit weak for bracket 3 particularly. There's a vampire that does it. Carmen's really good. I realize this is not strictly life gain, but it's going to trick. So this is the type of bees that you can work with because it's going to be so powerful. These motherfuckers do be out here sacrificing permanents. Minwu White Mage. I don't know if we have enough clerics. I worry about things that are specific to a creature type. Yeah, it's 2 clerics. It's 2 clerics total. Alright, Cradle of Vitality's greedy as fuck, but we could do it. We have this Exemplar already. Guide of Souls is likely. You should do this instead of the Soul Sisters, because this way we can. This is how we convert swings. We have Exemplar of Light already. Cleric class is okay. This is greedy as fuck. We could make it work, but it's pretty slow. Like, it's 5 mana before this effect comes online, but it's far from the worst thing this deck is already doing. It's finally the deck for Nykthos Paragon. We're not doing Hope. We are beating people to death. We are beating people to death, because if we beat people to death, it means that our protection can also become things like Ripples of Potential. We can do Ripples of Potential. We can do destroy every creature without a counter on it. Okay, so here's the thing, Gecko. Lunar Convocation does get value every turn. It gets value at about the same rate as trolling the outside of your local Safeway to see if anybody dropped pennies. We get the life gain trigger every single turn, but it converting just into our opponents have lost 1 life. That's really not enough. That's really not enough in the type of bracket we're trying to play in. If I want to commit 2 mana for a draw engine, which this also is, I would rather just get Bob and just not have to keep committing mana. Yeah, damning verdict. And then we become... And then we can become a kind of like Esper counters matter beatdown deck. And there's a lot of neat stuff we could do. We recommended Keen Duelist already. And then genuinely I think you're happy. Like I think this being your first ever commander deck makes a lot of sense because the only thing that connects all of the cards is they all reference life gain on them, which is the brainworm that gets into every player's head of, this is my theme, therefore every card in my theme is going to be present on my deck, and therefore the deck will be cohesive. And that's just immediately incorrect. And so the way I'm guiding you is towards Esper beatdown. I would also recommend you fuck this deck up with bounce lands because your land count is so low. It is a more solid start than most first commander decks. It does have the obligatory infinite in my first commander deck, just in case I'm not gonna win. Hi, baby. Hello. Yeah, you do. I'll be right back, everybody. Z is getting in costume. All right, we're back. Oh my god, there were gifted subs. Storm26, thank you for the 5 gifted community subs, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Oh, to dog heaven. Any white ketchup ramp believers? I do think we can do that. We're pretty big believers in that. If we're doing bounce lands already, you can do things like claim jumper just to fill out the vegetable section. Yeah, because this is and plains. We can do claim jumper. I don't think we have to do Beza. Beza does treasures. In Commander, we'd typically rather get the lands out unless we are trying to combo off. Depending on your play group, you could do Lotho. This is again like you don't care about the 1 life you lose because, hey, dipshit, I'm gaining 2 life on your upkeep. Give me the money. So Maz, you could think about catch-up ramp if the deck feels too slow, but minimum, I think you should invest more in, I don't care about having a high life total. I am using Oloro's Eminence thing to pay for like a blood drive almost. I'm trying to think of the appropriate analogy for that, but yeah, like I'm laundering my own blood donations. And so have more effects that are going to utilize your life total, and then just have that one like, I'm going to gain life every turn to build up a board state. Matthew, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Welcome back. I think a lot of the white catch-up ramp can be rough. Running bounces slows the deck down somewhat proportionally to the rate those cards help you. Additionally, missing with your catch-up ramp or drawing at late game is tough. That is very true. Yeah, Alec, it's like blood magic, but under capitalism. Loser on TikTok is asking, hear me out. Am I a jerk if I say that I want to make a commander deck around Toxrill the Corrosive? I need answers. He looks so cool, but everywhere I look, they tell me I am just... And then there's not a word there. Loser, the problem there is if you think he's cool, the main outcome of playing Toxrill at a commander game is that commander game stops happening. Toxrill does not contribute very heavily to winning, but he contributes very heavily to the rest of the table not being able to play. So it puts you in a tough spot. It's not bad that you think he's cool. He looks badass if you like snails quite a lot. It's just the distance between, oh my god, this looks cool, and oh my god, this is what happens when I actually resolve my commander, is really fucking tough. Okay, we're gonna put you... We're putting you straight into prison. Even with the help I gave you, the help is only putting you deeper and deeper into prison. We're going to do the manual ad break, and then Lulu, it's your time. We had a question for... Oh, hold on. Ma's saying, this deck always did feel slow, but I often am not the first kill and surprisingly hit 80 life often. I mean, I think the thing is, if they're ignoring you, you will still hit high life totals often. This version of the deck, I wanted... this new version of the deck I am recommending, the way I want you to get to 80 life is because Elenda Saint of Dusk is 20 feet tall and is hitting for... and is lifelinking really hard. Like, you've used the Wind Crystal... and you have a board of a Johnny's Pride Mates, and they swing, and you're like, okay, I gain 30. That is what I want. I love you too, Thogmal. Six Moon, thank you for the follow. Also, Cynthium and Toothbrush, thank you for the Prime subs. I'm sorry I missed those. Welcome to the dog home, my new friends. Then we had a question about what are your personal thoughts on a red-black Spellslinger deck with Kuja as its commander? Tremendously easy to build. With Kuja, I would not even be inclined to build a true Spellslinger deck. I would be inclined to build some type of dumb, niche, non-creature deck, because Kuja creates so much damage that if you do burn, like, you just win immediately. Doing a Rakdos Storm deck is pretty perfunctory at this point in Magic. You have so many good pieces. So many good pieces that let you draw cards or let you make mana. Or let you, like, double triggers for this type of shit. That if you're like, oh, I'm doing Kuja Burn, you just have immediately solid bracket 3 deck in like 10 minutes. Done. I would want to build some like stupid ass food fight deck where I just kill you by replaying all of the specific food items like candy trail, hot soup, instant ramen. Because even that's going to be strong. Kuja is not the new Zada, because Zada is a thing that people like thought was going to be silly haha and was exclusively a combo deck. People think Kuja is a non-deterministic combo deck, and he's just, I think, like, very straightforward. He's just not he's much more predictable. There's some great ways to make mana, but what are some good card draw ones? That's what I lack in mind. For Rakdos, you are either doing the like Bob tricks, or you are doing the stuff that is like mono red exile. Doing I do Ren's Resolve, I do God, there's like a million of these in my Boros control deck. You can do Ren's Resolve, you can do, I think Active Impulse is like the OG one that no one plays anymore. Yeah, there's Light Up the Stage. There is, I think Inspired Tinkering is a higher mana value one. It is not as easy to do as it is in blue, of course. But there's plenty of things in Rakdos that just say, exile the top, whatever, keep going. A Kuja deck would probably also run Ob Nixilis and would run Prosper, just for like one extra card every turn. Oh yeah, Wild Wasteland. The only problem with Ob Nixilis is that eventually you non-bow it, but I think you have enough turns of everything only dealing 1 that you're still happy. Playful Shove is nice. Thank you for submitting, Maz. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was either humorous or helpful, but never both. Imal, random question. Thoughts on Nahiri's machinations in Zurgo Stormrender to let you safely swing out each turn for mobilized triggers? I'm not even going to look at the card. The moment you said safely swing out in Zurgo Stormrender, you were wrong. Go in the corner, think about what you've done, and think about what you haven't done, which is crash out bravely. Safely swing out in Mardu. Piece of shit, dude. Piece of shit. How dare you? How fucking dare you? All right, I still don't see Big Al. Chad, has anybody found Big Al? Or am I crazy? I mean, we do have reconnaissance in Mardu. Yeah, and like the cops don't show up if you don't put the grocery cart away in the little stall when you leave Safeway. It's a purity test. It's there to tempt you. It's to protect Zurgo from getting killed when I swing out with him into an unfavorable board state. All right, I'll look at it. Galathar, thank you for the Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. Yeah, sure, that seems fine. What do you mean there are people that don't put the card in place afterward? Madra, it's an American thing. But many Americans will go grocery shopping and just like if the stall is genuinely more than 10 feet away from their car, will just push it up against the nearest like piece of cement and be like, I did my part. All right. Are there any MTG cards you feel like you relate to on a spiritual or personal level in terms of flavor or effect? The shithead answer is no, I'm much more interesting than that, but I think the real answer. No, I think I'm simply too cool and interesting for that, existential breads. There's never been. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a magic card where I was like, oh, wait, yeah, Henzi, right. No, sorry, the religion that I am the prophet for. I forgot about the cult, you guys. That's on me. That's on me for forgetting about the cult. It's Henzi Toolbox Tori. We did check Ko-Fi. That was for a $5 targeted smasher pass, Matt. Or targeted fuck Mary kill, which we did previously. It was the like 3 angels in black. Which thank you again, Alec Man. What's the most interesting thing that's happened to you at a game store? Nothing interesting has ever happened to me at an LGS. Calamity, thank you for the random smasher pass. Uh Hard pass. I don't trust him. He looks mean. Yeah, what's up?
Gloves off so that I can actually. Oh.
How do I just pull?
Okay, no. I gotta take these off, then I need the Velcro.
Okay.
No, don't pull that part.
Oh, okay.
And then pass that off. Perfect. Yeah, that's why.
Oh, there's. There we go.
Dobby is free.
Dobby is a free massacre girl. Chat says hi, baby.
Hi.
Personal question from Good Girl Zoria. Do you think there is a way to make a bracket flexible deck? Like one with 10 swaps can fit in either bracket 2 or bracket 3, and if so, would it be worth it? Let's be very specific here. Let's talk about the transitive bracket property. So we have bracket 1. This is all your dumb, goofy, silly stuff. We have bracket 2, modern pre-con experience. We have bracket 3, which is we're starting to get optimized. We have bracket 4, which is anything goes. And we have bracket 5, which is CEDH. You use the example of I have 10 cards. With these 10 cards, holy shit. The ergonomic mouse is not good for this, you guys. It's good for literally every other part of my life, but not for drawing. You use the example of 10 cards. With 10 cards, we have to jump from bracket to bracket. With the example of 2 to 3, this is actually the easiest one. It's also totally doable. I would say any reasonable bracket 2 deck can probably become a reasonable bracket 3 deck with the addition of 10 strong cards. And these just have to be the type of cards we talked about where we take 10 of the most synergy focused cards and turn them into 10 cards that are good on their own. Going from 3 to 4 is where we really start to waffle. I'd say maybe like half the time. I'll do a little face that's like not particularly pleased. This is basically any deck that's already featuring a combo. You can probably power up from bracket 3 to bracket 4 by adding in combo redundancy, by adding in tutors, etc., etc. You can make the jump, but if you are a like bracket 3 stompy deck, you are never making it to 4. I'd say the jump from 4 to 5 gets easy again. A lot of these decks are either already comboing or doing something very powerful. They are just lacking like meta call interaction, and they're lacking redundancy. So I would say this is actually more believable than 3 to 4. All of these are worth doing. The only one that is possible but not worth doing is bracket 1 to 2. So I'll put a check here, and I'm going to put a big do not. Because you can absolutely build a bracket 1 deck where if you go, here are 10 super responsible cards, it can keep up at bracket 2. Now, I think to do that, you must pick something for bracket 1 that is just so safe that it defeats the purpose of building a bracket 1 deck. Be like, oh my god, this is bracket 1, but every card has horns in the art, and you just picked like all demons, and it doesn't function great, and then that becomes a bracket 2 deck really easily. But the whole bit is just, I'm so horny. Come on, do better, do better. Bracket 1 is like my Knight Typal deck where the only win con's going to face. No, Mackenzie, that's bad bracket 2. Like, bracket 1 is, my deck is Kindred around this thing that is not functional. Creature types are a functional Kindred. This is like the color purple Kindred. This is everything in my deck is riding a bicycle. Yeah, there's the Metal Rock Band deck. We have a slide for this actually. This is a bracket 1 deck. This is a Rakdos concert reference deck. And boy howdy does it not play Magic. Yeah, bracket 1 needs to be Dog Prom. Fungus Kindred is 100% playable. Yeah. So that's going to be the final opinion for can you jump brackets? 2 to 3, super easy, super worth doing. 3 to 4, pretty squirrely, but you can do it. 4 to 5, super easy, super worth doing. 1 to 2, super easy, don't fucking do it. All right, it's time for Lulu. Willow, we can do that. We'll do that personal question on the other side of the roast. All right, this is also spooky, scary. Abridge this intro into the stream as you see fit, and then it appears to be a copy-paste of the entire script of the Bee movie. It is the Necrobloom. Oh, God. Much as I love this deck, it's been somewhat contentious in my playgroup, from long self-mill loops, especially with Gitrog, multiple land drop turns, and stuff like repeatedly dredging a cycling land. Yada, 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 yada. Okay, so we currently have a quite good bracket 3 deck that we want to be more approachable for a pod, typically bracket 2. We can, I finally get to downgrade a landfall deck. I'm so in. Budget is not a concern. Universes Beyond is fine as long as it's not cringe. We're proxy friendly. We want to bring down the game changers. We want to bring down non-deterministic combo nonsense and improve your starting hands. Okay. Let me it's time to spit game, chat room. It is time to spit game on how to make landfall fun. I'm so happy. Excellent. Don't dread the dredge as it shall bloom into you. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Lulu? Okay, sick as fuck. We tagged the different color lands differently. All right, so we have Field of the Dead, which we will get rid of. Whatever. We have Thespian Stage, Urza's Cave. Holy shit, you are responsible. Oh no, my massively autistic tag game. I don't even want to know why we have like double-digit numbers and letters. All right, we're kind of low on fetch lands actually, which is something we do want. We have early ramp. Oh yeah, we're gonna fuck this up. We're gonna fuck this up, dude. Oh, I've changed the deck. Okay, no, I'll go to email. OG Maz, thank you for the 100 bits to remind me of that. Let me go to my email, find the new deck. Lulu, I don't have an email from you. Where did you, by which methodology did you change it? Well, Lulu, are we okay or are we enthusiastic? Because I want us enthusiastic. Whatever is your most desired thing is what I would like to fulfill. I'm rocking with whatever. Joe, I do have a Discord. You can pull it up in Twitch chat with the ! Discord command. Okay, if we're having a good time, let's rock with this, because I also have a very, very clear assignment for how I would like to change this one. Card advantage spells and engines. All right, you are the devil from the Bible, and unfortunately you know math. These are all, well, I was about to say these are all good. These are mostly good. You bitch, Lulu. You bitch, Lulu. We had like 10 hits in a row. And then you played Harmonize. Cantripping and card filtering. Sure. Graveyard setup. Yeah. Single-use spot interaction. Not very much. Not very much at all. Okay. Some board wipes, some reactive protection. Favorite cards, please don't touch them. Okay, you're actually going to be supremely happy with what I have to suggest then. So if we prune all of these, what I would like to do is move you from a drip feed landfall plan into landfall explosion plan. I think these are much more fun for lower bracket games. They require much less onerous turns. There's way fewer like, oh, I took a like 5-minute turn of just shuffling and land dropping and making my tokens and making my clues. And so our new deck is going to be based around Scapeshift. And our new deck is going to be based around a little card I have colloquially named Big Benny. Big Benny the Denny's monster is now your new friend. Ice-Till Explorer could super help, but what I really want to put you on is I am not doing multiple land drops a turn. I am setting up a turn in which I dump out 20 lands. And so for each of those, do we have Scapeshift? Because I was looking out for, I know you have one. You have Splendid Reclamation. I may have missed it in it is not under recursion, which is I think what led me to believe you did not have. There's even more tags. Oh lord. Then that's probably why I missed it. With Oh God. Whenever one or more tokens. Yeah. Okay. I still do not see Scapeshift. Oh, you have it in your collection. Perfect. Then Scapeshift is going to be how we do this. The next thing I would like to ask you, are you open to more beating people to death? What I would like to do is like Comball. I'm not a huge fan of Comball. I think land explosion, not land. This is less landfall. This is more land fart. Land fart is really, really good at putting together a win on board, does fold to board wipes. If we're already folding to board wipes, we don't want our non-combat strategies to also be creatures. So retreat to Hagra in that sense, totally fine. Polluted Cistern, totally fine. This cares about the mill we're doing. This cares about the lands we're shooting out. My play group is violent. I'd appreciate violence. Okay, let's talk about who we are killing. I would love to kill the most generic of these first. So the most generic of these are going to be Tireless Tracker, Tireless Provisioner, Lotus Cobra, Comball, Nissa. These two unfortunately contribute to the violence. This contributes to the violence. So I will try to work with these for the time being. We may not be able to get all of these out of here because they are, they're staples for a reason. They're very good. But if we can, I would love to drop these for something cool and violent. So we have some extra land drops. We have play from the top, which is very helpful. Nissa's cool, though. Mogo, you're going to go ahead and get banned for that thought crime. Thank you for your contributions while you were here, though. I do think Nissa is cooler than Scute Swarm. That is true. It's not a very high bar to clear. It does, I guess it at least tutors Zendikar. And we don't have any other elementals. So it is just, this is functional second copy of Avenger of Zendikar. Okay. So she is an understudy of violence. All right, we have 6. We have Savine's Reclamation. Let's think. How else do we... I'm going to make you do it. I'm going to make you do it, Lulu. I may have to convince you to go up on your basic count so your table doesn't crash out as hard. Because this will be your, like, big bomb. We have, let's see, 1 basic, 2 basic, 3, 4, 7, 10. Okay, 10 basics is actually not super crushing. That can make Hermit Druid look downright normal. I actually took music off for this stream. It's on purpose. Yeah, so let's start bringing in, what's the cutesy stuff we can do? For each opponent, we choose an artifact or enchantment. For each permanent chosen this way, its controller may exile it. Then if one or more of the chosen permanents are still in the battlefield, you search for your library for up to that many land cards, put them on tapped, then shuffle. This is cute. This is interaction. Let's get Will of the Sultai. The worst part is that until someone told me that the music was off, I could still hear it. That's heinous. I do like Will of the Sultai quite a lot. We want to have a critical mass of, do I have all these lands in my graveyard? If yes, I need to get all of them out at once. So we're also missing Pocket Bear. Pocket Bear is our very best friend in the entire world. He will be big, he will be scary, and he will garden for us. And then both Gitrods are in the deck, and one of them is coming out. I don't think we want Head Shredder. I am trying to eschew the just gradual value stuff for things that are going to be more explosive for us. We have Aftermath Analyst. I'm kind of thinking of land sack outlets. Oh, we get to play Summon Titan. That's so fun. That's very fun and violent. We have Splendid Reclamation, I believe. So I think we want to loop Entish Restoration into our existing lands package. Spring Bloom Druid as well. Any way we can ramp by sacrificing our existing lands is going to be better for what the new direction of the deck wants to do than doing something like 3 visits. Does your pod like to remove, or do they just ignore the idea that you can kill other people's creatures? There's Roiling Regrowth, there's Harrow. We have Elvish Reclaimer. Oh, Nurturing Peatland is extremely cute. Does this... Oh no, this turns on another mill loop. Oh, I don't like that, because we pay 1, we sack it, card draw trigger on the stack. If we have our commander, we can dredge. Although I guess that gets gated pretty quickly by the number of lands we can play. So I think this is probably okay. My pod fucking dunks on Horizon lands. Why do they dunk on Horizon lands? Do they not like playing Magic? They don't like winning? Genuinely? Hold on. Just think about it. Hold on. They like violence. What about anti-violence? Dog, what about anti-violence? I don't think we need to fucking... I don't think we have a Realm Breaker. We don't need Ordeal of Nylea. We don't want Yasharn. Just wasn't in the deck because of Glacial Chasm. Then yeah, if we're cutting... Are we cutting... Was this in the list of things you wanted me to surgically extract? Perfect. Then yeah. Then let's do Constant Mists. Would Squandered Resources be too powerful for this deck? I don't actually think we get lands out of Graveyard so reliably that it is that fucked up. Like, this might actually be not powerful enough. Like, let me look at how good our Graveyard access is. I do think Ice-Till Explorer should come in, unfortunately. Oh, I do like Pitiless Carnage. I do love a good Pitiless Carnage. What's something normal that we could replace? We could get... Alright, you cut Painful Truths right now, and you sack all of your lands. Squandered is a massive combo enabler with 6, the MKM, Mill Elf, and Shifting Woodland. Then we probably don't want to use it. That would be my estimation. If it's going to turn on. Hold on, I gotta go get Z out of costume. Okay, if it turns on combo potential, I think we should avoid it in favor of something that turns on crash out potential. I think Reign of Filth could be cool. This could be very neat for a specific turn. And then there was some new swarm card, right? Scouring Swarm. Whenever you sack a land, get a tapped token that's a copy of this creature. If 7 or more land cards are in your graveyard, that might be a little bit too deep. I really think we are sacrificing lands tangentially. I think we are primary on playing lands. We are secondary on milling lands, and we are tertiary on sacrificing our lands. I don't think it's a thing we want to do every single turn or even most turns. I think it's a thing we are willing to do sometimes for additional benefit. Yeah, kind of same thing. If we were prime, I know it says prime on it, but if our primary goal was to play lands and then sack them immediately, I would say go off. But our primary goal is to ramp generically, and then it is to mill our lands, and then it is to sack our lands in a distant third. We have Lumra, we have Will of the Sultai. We're not doing Squandered Resources because combo. We are doing Constant Mists. Let me look at Loamcrafter Fawn. That's a pretty good and solid one. I do want to see how this currently plays. I'm sure we have a wonderful little Factorio mod in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, nothing interesting. Just straight ramping me. Hell yeah. I get a forest. I Ghost Quarter, I Nature's Lore, I Tomb. Alright, Necro Booming is here. I go Felidar Retreat. I fetch. I'm not going to fetch a fetch. I fetch a plains. So that's 2 cats, 2 0/1s. We should be on turn 5, not turn 4 as well. Oh, no. We ramped. What am I talking about? Not an insect. Land, so this stuff happens again. I don't think we're on, yeah, we're on 6 lands right now. Then we just fucking shoot people in the head? Fuck our table. I'll dredge this back by milling 2 more lands. Land, I think this is the 7th. Yeah, this is the 7th differently named land, so now I'm making more 2/2s. Oh god, this works almost too well. We crack this, we get fucking Godless Shrine. Happens again. And at this point, we would probably start putting counters on everything and then just beat everybody to death. But I can see what your table's mad about, Lulu. I did say it was good. No, no, no. You have built a very, very effective landfall machine, which is why it makes me very happy that we're trying at least a little bit to dismantle it rather than power it up. So I'm trying to think of what other stuff would be like funny. Because we don't actually need to make you better, we need to make you worse. We need to drag you down here with the rest of us. What if you frogged him a little bit? What if you hit him with the Gahuk? Nah, you don't like this? Alright, what about this guy? What about Advanced Frog? Only the one under Thalia. Better. Okay. Sick. This guy's very strong. I mean, this is either crash out protection, or if people come for you, you get to pick, imagination. It flies and makes big stuff. Okay. Okay. I'm coming to a better understanding. Do we have Nylea's intervention? I think I saw Nylea's intervention. We don't have Open the Way, which is a little bit goofy. Okay, so what I'm going to make you replace Harmonize with before I scream for having to look at it anymore is... you're playing Boundless Realms. You want to be a bracket 2 landfall player. You're playing Boundless Realms. We're done with Tireless Provisioner. Alright, I'm making you spend 7 mana to throw your deck at the table. We do not need Reese for this, Aren. Kevin, I'm partial to your recommendation of Elesh Norn, but I'm not actually that partial to your recommendation of Mother of Machines. Trade deal. You get a mommy. Your table gets death via mommy. Heck yeah. It always returns to Elesh Norn. Oh, this is basics. Yeah, never mind. Fuck this card. Vine boom me. Let me look at Reshape the Earth. This is what you're playing. My fault. It's this one. I don't think we need Vorinclex. Eumidian Terrabotanist? That... Dude, what happened to Magic? Oh, Jesus. No, we don't need this. We don't care about life gain. This is the stuff we're trying to kill. We're trying to kill the, just tertiary whatever benefit. I might fail to find 10. I mean, it's up to. So you can just find however many lands you have left. I think if you're in the late game and you do not have 10 lands left in your library, you should also have enough landfall things on the table that you can go okay, 9 mana, I find 5. 9 mana, I find 6 lands. I get 6 counters on my board. I get 6 2/2s, even if I just have Necrobloom. Something good should happen. And if you fail to find, this is 9 mana. I don't top deck any more lands, and I get all my landfall triggers right now, which is pretty decent for you. Oh yeah, how do we feel about this? A little more protection would be appreciated. Okay, so let's talk about what type of protection you need. When bad things happen to you, what's generally happening to you? Because if you're playing in a dedicated pod, we want to be very pod specific with how we fuck with people. Like, is it, fuck, Timmy's counted to 5, now I've been board wiped? Is it, oh, Indestructible Justin, Graveyard Exile, focused early on? Okay. So we want to be able to live until the late game, and we're getting... Oh, well, I spelled it wrong. Then you're going to tape this guy to the inside of your thigh as help, help, I'm being oppressed. I now hit you for 1 billion. Because the big problem is Graveyard Exile is not something we can get around super reliably. Graveyard Exile is just the like, you make your move, I make my move, and rock beats scissors. Cosmogoyf is, I think, one of the only things ever printed that will capitalize on somebody else exiling your graveyard. McReed Rock, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. So then if we're looking for, how do I get early protection? I find it is, if you get a turn 3 Necrobloom, are the tokens you make from Necrobloom insufficient to protect you? I think that's an important question here. This is a fucking dog-ass card, but it is very, very threatening to people that want to hit you with important creatures. And so if you have... Right, it's a 2/7. So this is another, like, here's a non-creature option that will communicate to people very clearly, hey, if you have good creatures, do not inquire. Do not inquire at my home. Do not darken my doorstep with that 8/8 trampler. Adventurer's Guildhouse is great for the strategy. God damn it. It's really good. It's really good. Typhoid Rats would be about as good as the 4-mana enchantment. See, that's just not true. Every time we talk about this 4-mana enchantment, everybody goes, oh, but what if you just played one Death Toucher? Refusing to believe that any Magic game in the history of the world has been played with more than one creature on each player's board. Like, yeah, we can do Typhoid Rats. But when we compare Typhoid Rats to No Mercy, like, No Mercy is going to stop the person who has 3 5/5s. Typhoid Rats is not going to stop that motherfucker. They're going to give up 1 5/5. Or if they have anything with First Strike, or if they have any creature removal, which is the most prevalent removal in the game, it's very much on purpose that I picked an enchantment for this rather than a creature or an artifact that could defend you. 3 5/5s is almost half your life, though. Correct, and it's up to them to be like, hey, do you want to give up your board to get rid of half my life? I think those are the types of tough decisions that you want to force people into. I agree with Glissa. That's quite nice. First Strike Death Touch. Ooh. Ooh, now we're talking. Here is a highly generic, very, very cool looking lady who could beat you up. But I do think this if you are getting focused by go mediums, um, this will do more work for you than any internet commenter would want to let you believe. Onyx Ghost, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. No Mercy is cool until they swing for lethal. Terrence, I'm going to rely on the old adage of if the Abzan token landfall deck cannot put together a board state prior to their opponents having lethal, they deserve to die. I'm not worried about what's happening when my opponent has 40 power on board, because at that point, I should have done something else, or I was cooked no matter what Pillow Fort card I put in. No Mercy is very specifically, I am going to defend against people who are going medium damage, medium wide in the early game, where one creature is not enough to defend me from their vagrancies, and I can't... And, like, this is on top of... Like, No Mercy should be part of a package of things like Battle of Bywater, Toxic Deluge. Battle of Bywater is actually probably better for you than Deluge, because Deluge is going to hit all of your stuff first. But it should be part of a package of 3 to 5 mana options to tell everybody to get the fuck off your lawn. So this, very good creature. Also a card draw engine. I think you could replace anything in card draw. Well, not anything. You could replace a lot of stuff in Glissa Sunslayer. You could replace like Lotus Cobra with Glissa Sunslayer, and you will be happier and you will be better defended. You could replace... like Tireless Tracker with No Mercy and be better defended. Do we have wipes like Bywater but in permanent form and interacts better with the deck overall? I don't think we have... I mean, the closest you're going to get is like Massacre Worm. The problem is you're generally in pick 2 out of... It's the card type I want up at the top. It's at the mana value I need it at. And I can make it asymmetric. Like, I don't think we get cheap creatures that board wipe just my opponents. You can get ones that board wipe little things, but I don't know if we're in a lot of trouble with, like, little things. No, this requires our stuff to die. I think there's, like, Deathbringer Regent, but this blows up the whole board. This will blow up just fucking everything. And then the other creatures I can think of off the dome who do this, they target, or the permanents that do this, they target things that have low mana value or low toughness. Dread does it. Hell yeah. Where does bitch at? Dread does it, but I don't think it works with the deck in the way we want it to, because if we mill it, it gets shuffled away. But this is a good shout for a permanent that does it. Oh, we're looking for Bywater specifically in permanent form. Okay, so I'll just look for Destroy All Creatures Power. And we'll go Abzan. And we'll go Creature. That's not a lot. Okay, there is Unstable Glyph Bridge. This is in fact a permanent. You pick a power 2 or less creature for each player and blow everything else up. So you get to pick Necrobloom, and you get to pick the smallest creature on everyone else's board. And it will flip into another Pillow Fort thing. Not the strongest Pillow Fort thing. But this will... Yeah, this is like actually what you're looking for. Yeah, on the other side is you either get to cast a spell or you either get to cast spells or you get to attack me. This is actually kind of hot for what you're looking for. So I would recommend this over No Mercy probably. Cuz yeah, this is a nice little board reset. Here we go. This is typically done by the Indestructible Justin players. This is another thing. It's again annoying cuz all of these are going to wipe any of your other creatures. The best we're going to do here... Oh, wait, this is a sorcery. Fuck me. Not a permanent. I thought this was an enchantment. Never mind. Get me out of here. So we'll do each creature gets minus... We can do creature, we can do artifact, we can do enchantment, we can do partial type matches. No, 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 no. I mean, there's Massacre Girl, obviously, but this is no. We're not doing Planeswalkers. Don't no 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 no. Exude Toxin is funny, but I don't think because I think you're looking to play it with like 6, and so I don't think this is gonna work the way you do. We're looking for permanent based things. These are all enchant specific creatures. Right, Lulu. This is like so Massacre Girl is you have to be willing to give up your entire board as well, because if you have any number of plants or any number of zombies, this is just gonna blow everything up. It's not going to be one side. Like Unstable Glyph Bridge, you will come out of it having retained the most advantage. If you Massacre Girl, that is just like, I would like everything to be dead now, please and thank you. But if you need cards like that, yes, grab Massacre Girl. You know what I'm also kind of thinking of now? Other Massacre Girl. Just stay with me for a moment. Our army of 2/2s gets a lot more imposing when you now take a permanent power toughness hit for swinging into them. Like previously it's, oh, I'll swing into Lulu, I'll make them chump. Who cares? My thing's a 4/4, a 5/5, or whatever. Now if I have to take a permanent damage reduction to my favorite creature, and if I'm swinging out, I can potentially draw cards off of you chump blocking, I think that incentivizes you to crash out much more intensely. Carlos, putting just in front of a 9 mana sorcery is insane work. Like, of course we can just in Garruk's Wake. My brother in Christ, we are talking about how to get to 9 mana. This is fine. I think it's a little soft, and I think we have too many good options to be particularly attracted to this option. But I do quite like the Massacre Girls. I really like God, I hate that I love Unstable Glyph Bridge for this deck. And then we have these other funny little pieces we talked about, and then it's always a mommy angle. But landfall deck, please understand that it being a landfall deck does not mean that it has 9 mana all of the time. Like here, let's see how long it takes us to get to 9 mana when we have but landfall deck. I go white. This is a good run out too. This is a very good run out. We get Scute Swarm. I play a land to get a 1/1. I sack the 1/1. Land a field. So the fastest we can do it, with the benefit of having an A ramp spell every single turn, is we get to it by turn 6 and we're doing nothing else except speed running to 9 lands, and then we have to draw Ingaruk's Wake on top of that. Like, it's fast enough that the really bad decks won't kill us, but if the table has decided we're arch enemy, we can't just sit in the corner for like a clear 50 minutes without getting a hammer put inside us. Now the deck is good enough at making mana that all of these options that we play this at 5, we play this at 4, like the walls are up. Time, we are not doing Oblivion Stone. We're not Oblivion Stoning, I swear to God. Yeah, Lulu, this looks consistent as fuck. Again, everybody, to make sure you understand the assignment, we're making this worse. We are not helping Lulu today. We are injecting Lulu with the mother brainworm. Nick, yeah, we recommended Battle of Bywater already. Spamton, we don't need stacks. You could Bane of Progress. I find it probably unnecessary, but we could lay it down. I think the cards that are going to spark joy for you are Elesh Norn, both Massacre Girls, Unstable Glyph Bridge, Kura, unfortunately Ice-Till Explorer, and then the Scape Shift, the Reshape the Earths, those giant explosive land things. Stop Sacks is cool. So Lulu, if there are individual strategies at your table that are problematic for you, and there is like a one-off stacks piece you want to play, go ahead and do that. Attrition would work too. You could do Attrition over No Mercy. I'm fine with that trade. Because this is the same, you just go like, oh hey, I have a 0/1. If you swing at me, you're going to die about it. Like, your favorite creature is going to die about it. So Lulu, I'm going to put you, I think you're pretty close to, I mean, you're peak, but I hate what it is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make you cooler. We're going to make you less responsible. You're going to get to work late. You're going to stay up too late, but you're going to have a very cool leather jacket. Vampy Vixen, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. You've made a very good, very solid deck, and I hate you for it. And I hope that you play Elesh Norn with a smile on your face, and everybody at your table gets you. Elikman, thank you for the Ko-Fi donation. I'm checking now. A targeted FMK between Blood Researcher, Careless Celebrant, and Celebrity Fencer. Hot dog. Hot diggity dog. Listen, man. Listen, man. I try to be normal. There's no way I'm picking the adult woman when I got creatures in play. I'm going to kill the fencer. I am going to... I'm going to smash the Celebrant, and I'm going to marry the Blood Researcher. I'm a Chemi boy. I'm staying true to my roots. I'm also a sucker for vampires. Another huge triple threat. Personal question from Motive Matthew. A stubborn buddy of mine has been trying to make bad commanders work. He wants to show off his deck building skills and get wins in bracket 4 games, but he's not been successful and has been getting less excited about the format as a result. Any suggestions on how to help approach this with him? I think he misunderstands how much skill expression there is in Commander. Like, let me look at this guy, Barktooth Warbeard. Okay, so it's Rakdos nothing. Like, does your friend understand, and this is a stat I brought up when I was talking about CDH, does your friend understand that the dead-ass best players in this world win less than half the time? Like, it's not, you can't just be a good enough deck builder to win against the odds. That's not a thing that exists. You can create some tangential advantage to win in more situations than other people would in your position, but you cannot be good enough at deck building to just like there's no scrappy underdog who's running the 100-meter dash with no shoes on. Right, like in bracket 4, you just don't really have the place for silly cards, particularly in your command zone when you're choosing bad colors. Like, you could even do that. If you had a Dimir do nothing, I would be like, oh, well, yeah, maybe. Just try to Thoracle as quickly as you can. You have the colors for it. But they've picked probably the weakest two-color. Maybe Selesnya's. No, I think even mono white's better off than Rakdos is. They've picked one of the weaker ones. I won't say whether or not it's the very weakest, but they've picked one of the weaker color combinations. They've picked a commander that doesn't do anything. I don't know. It's like, what are they trying to prove? Like, this is actually a situation where it feels like your friend is attempting to validate a piece of their ego that Magic is a very, very bad vehicle for achieving that validation. Your friend wants to feel good at something. They want to feel strategic. They want to feel intelligent. And Magic is a horrible game to satisfy that urge. Or it's a horrible competition to try to find that validation in, because you're in control of so little. Yeah, I would try to use questions to lead them to a better place. Like, it's trying to, like, what do you want out of this, man? All right, then we have a bunch of other personal questions. I saw one from about a pre-release. I made a guy mad at pre-release. Was he right that I didn't have good threat assessment? Honda Accord, what threat assessment are we talking about? One v one is a lot more skill expressive, but the fact that we're playing a card game limits the skill expression a huge amount. Like, the fact that that you are not in control of, or you don't have access to your full suite of actions at any given time, limits your agency so much that it, by necessity, limits your skill expression. Oh, that was bait. Sorry, it was 1v1. Okay. Yeah. How do I stop building Voltron when it's just actually the most fun? You don't, Mackenzie. What? If it's the most fun, you just keep doing it. Now, how do I stop losing with Voltron when it's just the most fun? You also don't. Big disagreement. If you don't have fun losing at Magic, you're playing it wrong. What does that disagree with, Rathios? What kind of cards would you recommend for a self-mill style deck that wants to be less of a sorcery speed Andy? I feel bad when my good instants get chucked into the bin. Just start investigating the wide world of, like, how do I put this card back in my hand? They print a ton of those. They print, like, there's 6 for your permanents. There's, like, Snapcaster Mage for instants and sorceries. There's Quitis Trepe from Final Fantasy. Like, just go to Scryfall and begin looking at the card text of, like, put target card back into hand from wherever, and you'll find a bunch of stuff that opens up your graveyard. Like there's Lier, there is, if you're in like Izzet Self-Mill, you can go for big stupid haymaker spells like Mizzix's Mastery. Yeah, there's a million things you can do to be like, oh, this is in my graveyard, now I can't use it. Oh no, when in reality that is just, I will use it later. I don't get to use it right now, but I have something else in my deck that will go back and find it at a future time. Orbit Tutmost, thank you for the Twitch follow, my friend. Welcome to the dog home. The dog house, my fault. You're not in the dog home. Yeah, Orbit, the Scryfall text I'm going to give you for your investigation is you want stuff that says like, ha ha. You want stuff that apparently hotkeys. You want to look for like creatures gain indestructible, creatures gain phase out, and then you can go to the type line and you can check creature, and then you can go to commander and you can filter down to the colors you're working in. And I don't know how many of these there are going to be, but as you work through, what? No, because I have something in the thing wrong, because like Selfless Savior does this. This is just one creature, so maybe it has to be creature. Oh, I did indestructible. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. There. Here's the 83 cards you can begin looking into. But some of these suck. Like Adanto Vanguard only hits itself. This is target creature until end of turn. These are not all built the same, but some of these will be good for you. Welshman, yes, absolutely, I would. Oh yeah, Zach Fair. That's a very solid one. It depends a lot on if you need your board to become protected or if you just need one creature to become protected. Those are vastly different worlds of how many tools are available to you. There are far fewer cards that will protect your entire board. There's a ton of cards that are just like, get down, Mr. President. Gecko, Don's Truce is good. We are looking for creature-based, though, I believe. Okay, and then we have a personal question from Willow, Destroyer of Boy. Great name. What's your favorite bad, overcosted, crazy card for each color? Stuff like Dance with Calamity, for example. Great. I know blue off the dome. Sphinx Ambassador, for obvious reasons, and it robs people. For red, it is actually Dance with Calamity. I like blackjack. I like gambling. I like free casting things from exile. For black, it's this guy. First good non-combo reanimation target commander has gotten in its entire fucking lifespan. I love this guy. I will skip my land drop to discard this man to hand size every single time I can. Then for white, I typically don't play white because I'm a Grixis boy. Let me think about what it would be for white. I think in terms of how often... Terrence, you search their library. So Terrence, when you hit somebody with Sphinx Ambassador, they hand you their deck. And you look through it and you take a card out and you go, guess what I took? And if they guess wrong, you get the thing. It's beautiful. So Sphinx, Dance, Valgavoth. What the fuck would I like in white? Genuinely, I don't even know if I've built a deck that has white in it. I don't think I have. Hey, what's up, K-Goat? How you doing? Not even Mardu. I don't know. Z builds Mardu. If we're going off of how often I recommend things, I think Elish Norn is the most classic. Like, hey, do we need top end in a white deck? This is what I am recommending you play. But I just don't play white cards myself. And then for green, trying to think of something that doesn't fill me with a deep, deep rage. Yes, you have the enchantment deer on decked out. It was mono white. You think I built that, dog? You think that was not handed to me with my appearance fee and I was not sat in the chair and told to be a good little boy? Not reshape the earth. That's just like, reshape the earth is just useful. Let's hear it, green lover. Oh no, I know who it is. I know who it is. It can't be Benny because I've never even cast one. It's this guy. This guy's in my Henzi deck. This is my, I play this, I swing it at you, I wipe your board, I pick up 3 cards. I love this thing. I love this thing. Gilman Z has not done a Sphinx Ambassador cosplay yet. Somehow. I remember climbing this bastard in Dragon's Dogma. That sounds sick as fuck. What do you have against white? I found that a ton of decks I play and like have white in them. I don't know. It's just they've never they have never called out to me. Like there's never been, I think the only commander that has white in it that I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll build that," was a Nykthia. And even then I just didn't do it. Yeah, it's just not really my jam. I've not seen a white card that like establishes value in the way I want to. Bacon, I've cast Swords to Plowshares because I've borrowed decks. I've played precons. I just don't build white decks. Personal question from Vampy Vixen. I just started getting into Magic. I've been going through all the legendary creatures I want to run as my commander. I want to run an Angels and Demons type deck with maybe some humans that synergize with that. I'm having problems finding a commander that works flavor-wise for that. Is it mostly Liesa that would work for that, or is there someone I'm missing? Preferably a woman, just for my preference. Okay, Vixen. For the future, it's going to be easier to find this type of stuff the more you move away from creature types. Creature types have some of the hardest to nail down and least satisfying synergies in the world, but if we want to work... Oh, no, we're not doing Kaalia. Holy fuck. Wrong. Wrong, all of you. Let's walk through why you're wrong. The reason Kaalia of the Vast is not going to work for you is because this is a very fucking powerful thing. Cheating out any angel, demon, or dragon onto the field is good as fuck. It's very attractive. She is very hot. She is a woman. She is in all the colors you need. The thing you probably want to do, if you want to do angels, demons, and some people, like thruple kindred, is going to be way, way weaker than what Kaalia is going to do for you. Kaalia is like pseudo combo material. Kaalia is like Dragon Tempest, Ancient Gold Dragon hits the field, everyone dies immediately. We might be able to work with other Kaalia. Kaalia Zenith Seeker might work. All of the good angels, demons, and humans are going to be contained within Mardu. You could get a Flicker sub-theme going to make sure that you are filling your hand with angels and demons. You would have to be okay with the card saying dragon on it, even if you don't have dragons in it. Yeah, if we give up a little bit on demons, Sigarda Sigarda is great for angels and humans. I mean, they said maybe some humans. They said they wanted to run an angels and demons deck with maybe some humans for synergy. Alec, what if something happened to you, man? Don't be recommended. Don't be talking to me about human kindred. Uh, Spades on TikTok, I'm not sure. I can ignore the dragon's text. The humans bit was if I run out of angels and demons. Then I would probably do Zenith Seeker if you want the most access. Because if you don't have red, you're going to lose out on Gisela. And these can be very, very fun in bracket 2 games. You could also make Orzhov work. I think Kalia in bracket 2 can def exist. Card felt extremely underwhelming when I had it built. I'm not arguing that it's too good. I'm arguing that the thing it wants to do is too good. You can build a low power Kalia of the Vast, and that shit sucks to play against. Like, that shit is going to suck to play against, and it's going to suck to pilot. And I think you're going to have just a worse time than you would if you were playing it like it wants to be played, which is I haste out Kalia of the Vast on turn 3 and I slam a big dragon into your head. I think Shogengar is the one they didn't want to play, but would play under duress. We're still going for attractive woman over man for reasons. Kraven Regna is not a bad option. If you want to go angels and demons, it is harder to get more on theme than literal angel plus literal demon. And this also gives you some card draw in the command zone, which is pretty decent. Oh, overcosted card and colorless? I don't know. I don't play colorless. What's your favorite color pairing and favorite card / commander in it? I think it has to be Jund and Henzi. Just historically for me. Jund, Henzi. All right, I think everyone's settled. Big Al has not come through. I refuse to look up Drana and Linvala unless you donate $3,000. I'm playing. We're going to raid out for the day. I may or may not be live again tomorrow. It depends on how much content I can film over the rest of the day. I'm so not settled. Then go grab a blankie, dog. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the follows, for the support. We are going to raid Beard Princess, who is playing World of Warcraft without me, which is rude as fuck. Let's hit them with the indestructible Justin rant. Everybody, thank you for being here today. I'll be live again tomorrow, probably, but maybe not. Please remember to use my code CoolStuffInc if you buy Trading Guard stuff online. Cool Stuff Inc. has a massive selection of products, and they will occasionally pay my rent if I remember to tell people about their code. So code MALD for 5% off at Cool Stuff Inc. and to feed me. Thank you. Wow, I'm fucking up the outro. I love every single one of you. Thank you for supporting me. I will see you tomorrow. And please remember to stay toxic. TikTok and YouTube, that's it for us, but I'll see you tomorrow.